Welcome to the 2x2s.
That was Junior Pablo Castro Mendez introducing our 2x2s. What are 2x2s, you might ask? It's 2 minutes, an interview with a student, a faculty member, telling you all about what's going on in the Calvert Hall community. So let's move on to this interview with Pablo. So obviously very talented musically. So let's talk a little bit about what you just did with the baseball team.
They gave the Triumph Honor Society students the opportunity to sing or perform their instrument at any national anthem or varsity game. So, they asked who wants to do it, and I signed up to do it. It was very fun, very rewarding experience, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Got to meet a lot of people involved in baseball.
And it's also got a lot of hits on social media.
Yep. I think last time I checked, like 10,000 views.
Very good. Very good. So I saw that when I saw that video, I knew we had to do an interview with you, 2x2. So you also have some interview skills as well, right? You work with CHC TV?
Yep. I also host my own show, What's Up Hall, on TV. It's a club and activity spotlight where I invite other clubs that have events going on or other types of things. I invite them, they speak about their club, they invite their people. And I got that idea when I had an internship at Fox 45. It was a very rewarding experience,
Very good. We also talked about, as we got ready for this interview, your first generation in the United States.
Yes.
Talk about that.
So my dad is from El Salvador, my mom is from Guatemala, and they came here to both as refugees from different wars. And so to be at this establishment, such a great, rewarding opportunity. My parents never expected to be able to send me here. And it's such a great experience to be here,
You've certainly gotten involved in Calvert Hall. What other activities are you involved in besides what we've already talked about?
I'm also in the Hallman, Madrigals. I'm a solo vocalist, and I'm also in the corridors. So I do all the vocal programs here. And then I also, what else? I do theater as well. And so that's also very fun.
So using all your talents in all the different clubs here at school.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to incoming freshmen when they join us in September?
Definitely, there are so many things that you can get involved with. So if you have something that you're passionate about, get involved with it as soon as possible. It's definitely a rewarding experience. You'll learn so much.
Thank you to Pablo as we wrap up our first 2x2.
Thank you for having me.
We're back, and it's time for another 2x2, joined by Senior Braden Conley. You also served as the senior class president this year. You had a little initiative that I think a lot of the seniors like. Talk to me about that initiative.
Yeah, so that initiative was Senior Polo Fridays. It was something that's been in high demand for the past couple years. But myself, Mr. Parisi, and the board put it together this year. So basically every Friday for the last final quarter, seniors can wear any polo they want. And today especially it's cool because not only can you wear polos, but also it's college shirt day. So a lot of seniors wearing their college shirts, college polos as well.
We see you have your college shirt on. You're headed to Lycoming. It says Lycoming baseball. You're committed there for baseball. Mm-hmm. Talk to me a little bit about that experience, the recruiting process, and playing baseball here at Calvert Hall.
Oh yeah, no doubt. My senior year at Calvert Hall has been crazy. We just had a big win against Spalding last night to move on to the semifinals. But my recruiting process was great throughout the last summer, throughout the fall. Got in touch with Lycoming coach. Made a couple visits and I committed. So very excited for the next 4 years.
Sure. Now we bring it back academically. You're a McMullen Scholar. You just wrapped up your capstone project. Tell us about that project and what went into making that possible.
Yeah, definitely. It was also about pitching. It's called Beyond Velocity. So I dove into everything, biomechanics, injury prevention, really analyzing myself and two of my other teammates, all of their mechanics, all of their pitching motions. I think it went really well. It was put together nice. Mr. Luzak and Miss Snyder helped me a lot with them. So it was great time.
Can you provide that report to the Orioles so they can help with their pitching injuries?
I'll try my best. We'll see what can happen, but yeah.
All right, moving on. If you graduate, we have an incoming class of freshmen coming in next year. What would your advice be to them as they come into Calvert Hall for the advice for the next 4 years?
I'd say get your feet wet as early as possible. Take advantage of those opportunities. Myself, I feel like freshman, sophomore year, I hesitated a little bit, was a little nervous to get involved, but ever since then, it's been the best decision I've ever made. Whether getting involved in student council, peer ministry, the baseball team, no matter what, there's so many opportunities at Calvert Hall to take advantage of. So definitely.
So you heard it here from Braden. Get involved here at Calvert Hall, and that wraps up this 2x2. And we're back, and it's time for another 2x2. This time we're joined by Brother Charles Philberg. Brother, you've been a staple at Calvert Hall for a long time. Talk to me about how many years you've been a Christian brother and how many years you've spent at Calvert Hall.
I will be celebrating in September my 62nd year as a brother. And then I've been here at Calvert Hall for 49 of those years. As a teacher, I have been teaching 57 years.
We talk about teaching here at Calvert Hall, German, a little bit of Russian, and religion. Tell me about the experience in the classroom.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I've enjoyed almost every day. Guess there have been a few that weren't so great, but in all of those subjects, I was really able to do what I wanted and what I loved doing, which is teaching. And so I've had a very grand time doing it all.
I know with the German students, a lot of them have come back. You stayed in touch with a lot of them, probably the religious students as well. Any special relationships that stand out?
Yes, there are several guys that stand out. Tim Cadigan is one. My friend in I've a friend in England right now, and several. I mean, a number of others.
You touched the lives of a lot of students over the years.
Yes, I have.
Now, outside the classroom, you've also been involved with cross country. You were the assistant dean of discipline, assistant principal for academic affairs. It's a lot of different roles. Talk to me about those roles.
Each one was different. Each one was brand new when I got into it, and in fact, I became the assistant. My first year as assistant dean of students was here. My second year teaching, so they must have seen something in me that kind of led me in that direction, and they wanted me to do part-time discipline, which I then continued up at West Catholic when I went there. Dean of academic affairs. I gave that a shot. It was not my greatest career choice, I guess, might be the best way to put it. But I love doing cross country. I moderated that for about 9 years, and beginning with Charlie Montse, Coach McCoach, several others in between, and it was fun. I enjoyed it.
You also talked about yearbook. You moderated yearbook?
Yes, I moderated 13 yearbooks, and the gentleman I was trying to remember just Torby's name, who is living right now in England, and he was the editor-in-chief of probably the best one that I ever did, in my estimation. I thought we always did great books, but the year that he was moderator, I was one of the ones, or the year that he was the editor-in-chief was probably the best. So I have no regrets on any of that.
On the yearbook. Let's move outside. You just were recently honored at our gala.
Yes.
Brother John Kane surprised you a little bit. I was at the table when you got the award. And
yes.
Tell me about the emotion that went into receiving
that award. I was totally flabbergasted. He starts talking, and the more he's talking, I said, the more that sounded familiar. And then I realized that it was me. And I really did not expect that. Had no idea. And but I am grateful for it. I mean, that was really very, very nice.
And very well deserved. Got a standing ovation at the gala. You're heading into retirement. Any specific plans for retirement, or just going to take it easy for a little while?
Just going to take it easy for a little while. I don't know how it's going to work.
Sounds like a great plan. But last question I want to ask you, as you head off into retirement, all the years you spent here at Calvert Hall, what advice would you give to incoming teachers or new teachers as they start their profession?
Well, they are coming to a great school. So they're beginning really high up. But I would say that they really have to love, first of all, what they're teaching, and be excited by doing it every day, all the time, even when the days are not that great, or the students might not be that appreciative. You got to love what you're doing, and that way you will make a great teacher. And that's just the beginning of what it means.
We certainly love having you here at Calvert Hall. We're going to miss you. Happy retirement. And that wraps up this 2x2.
Thank you.
We're here for another 2x2, and we're joined by sophomore Ryan Lorenzo. We're going to start off with in the classroom. Who's your favorite teacher and your favorite class right now?
Right now, I would think it's Mr. Cox, who teaches my history class. He's really good at explaining each subject. He goes into depth in it, and really interesting to listen to. What
are you currently learning about in Mr. Cox's class?
The Constitution and all what went into that.
Very good. Now we're going to move outside the classroom. We talked about some of the involvement that you have here at Calvert Hall. one of the things is the Cardinal Life Skills Club. Talk to me a little bit about that. And you had mentioned that there's some guest speakers who come in. Was there one that stood out more than others?
Yeah, so we meet once a month it's after school for about an hour, and we talk about things like organization or public speaking. Mr. Will Welline came in the last time and told us about some tips for public speaking and what we can do to improve. So
some skills that you can take with you forward through your Calvert Hall career here.
Yeah.
Another club we talked about is the Bramble Leadership Institute. Talk about that involvement and what skills you're learning there.
So that we met you had to meet a couple times during the school year, and they also have a guest speaker. One of the last times that we did it, there was a former FBI agent who went through his experience and all of his what he had to do for the FBI.
Very good. So both of those clubs, you're learning a lot of leadership skills that you're going to be able to take with you.
Yeah.
As we move forward, you're going to be a junior next year. Some of those skills that you learn and some other goals. What do you think about for junior year, your goals for next year?
I would just say, keeping up my grades, do good on the SAT, stuff along those lines.
You're getting ready for college soon, right?
Yeah.
You're starting to think about that kind of stuff. So that wraps up another 2x2 with Ryan Lorenzo. It's time for another 2x2, and we're here with junior Briggs O'Connell. So Briggs and I just had the opportunity. We were down in Charleston, got to play a little golf together.
Yep.
Don't embarrass me here, but how was my swing?
It was good. A little Fred Couple, smooth, swing smooth and good tempo. It was a lot of fun down there in Charleston.
But did match up to your guys' swings, right? I mean, how was your game down in Charleston?
You got some work to do. But
How was your game?
My game?
Yeah.
My game was pretty good. I'd say we played good. The course was in good shape, and that was a lot of fun.
Right, you and I were teammates.
We were.
We were teammates. We picked up a couple points in the
Yes,
match.
we did. It was a lot of fun.
As far as the golf team, though, goes, talk a little bit about the culture and the brotherhood that Coach Forrester builds with the program.
It's awesome. He really is just super hard on us about relying on each other, winning your 12-hole match with each other, and relying on your teammate. And at the end of the day, you win two points each match. You win your match right there. So.
And then outside of the matches, Coach Hubbard and Coach Forrester, they also talk a lot about the brotherhood and faith.
Yeah.
And what's that mean to you?
It means a lot. Definitely starting every practice and every match talking about something we're thankful for, and really just trusting in the Lord and praying and taking time and just being around each other. And I think we're all just like one small family. It's a small team compared to other sports here at Calvert Hall, and it's a lot closer than I feel like.
Then inside the school building, classroom, what's your favorite class, your favorite teacher that you've had so far?
I would say this year, U.S. history with Miss Elliott has been a lot of fun. We get a lot of work done. She's very helpful. And, we have a lot of fun in that class.
As we wrap up this 2x2, you're heading into your senior year next year. What advice would you give to some incoming freshmen about Calvert Hall and what the brotherhood means at Calvert Hall?
Yeah, I'd say just trust the process. It's definitely, you start, young from a freshman working up in, senior, junior year. But trust the process, rely on your brothers, and just have fun.
That's another 2x2 with Briggs. Now we're headed to the golf course to work on our swings. We're here with a 2x2 with Kevin Davis, a sophomore here at Calvert Hall. Let's get started. Your dad's also an alum. What's it like to be a legacy following in your dad's footsteps here at Calvert Hall?
My dad graduated in class of 98, and I'm also a fourth-generation Cardinal. So really just trying to continue the legacy here for my family.
And so you've gotten involved in a lot of stuff. I know next year you're going to be the junior class president. What were some of your goals when you go into junior year next year?
So I just want to make sure everyone really has a voice and just like everyone is heard.
Very good. And then as far as activities, we know you're the manager of the football team, manager of the baseball team. Talk about the camaraderie and the brotherhood with the guys.
So yeah, I really feel like I'm connected with the brotherhood here, and I really feel like I'm a part of their community.
And then some activities that you're involved in, Future Business Leaders of America. Talk about that activity and the involvement with that.
So yeah, I'm an FBLA. So basically, we just learn about how to be leaders of America, and basically like how to run businesses, and basically how to like do certain life skills.
Guys, you're going to do your junior year next year. What advice would you have to some incoming freshmen?
Basically, it's be you. You're gonna have fun here. Just make friends. Just stay involved in the community, and yeah, you're gonna have a great time here.
That's great advice. That's another 2x2. It's time for another 2x2, but I had to take the sport coat off because I'm playing fungo golf with Caleb Stein, a senior here at Calvert Hall. He's a manager of the baseball team, and he plays this competition with members of the baseball team that you then post to your Instagram page, right?
Yeah.
So give me the rules, and then we're gonna play around.
So, a common little game in baseball, just fungo golf. You take a fungo bat, mainly used for ground balls, and then you just swing. You pick a target out in the outfield. You try and get it in as least amount of shots as possible. And then during the shots, I'll interview the players, get to know the team a little better, And, it's also great that we're having a great year. #1 in the conference right now.
Very good. So our target on this one's going to be the cardinal bird out on the outfield fence. It's a par 3. I'm going to let Caleb go first. And as we're walking out there, we'll talk a little bit about your experience at Calvert Hall.
All right, great. Can you cut that?
That's your mulligan.
Yeah, I'll take breakfast ball.
I'll give you a breakfast ball.
That was also bad.
All right. You laid up on that one.
That was terrible.
Step back so I don't hit you. I got the Brooks Kerr special, so we'll see what this does for me. All right, so we're on our way.
That's so much better than mine. Oh gosh, I have a lot of ground to make up.
All right, so next year you're headed to South Carolina.
Yes.
What made you choose South Carolina?
I was looking at schools with good sports management and good sports broadcasting programs, and they were down there. I love the South too, and just when I visited there, I just felt like home immediately as I stepped into Columbia, South Carolina, and went to a football game as well. And I thought I would be successful at South Carolina like I was at Calvert Hall.
Very good. You certainly had a successful 4 years here. What's the goal after South Carolina?
The goal is to be a professional commentator somewhere for any major sports league.
Very good. Here's your second shot. All right, a little better, getting towards the target. That might hit the target.
Keep going, ball.
That's a nice recovery shot there.
I'll take that.
I think you're going to get a par on this hole. All right, let's hope I don't hit my second shot over the fence. But
I've done that once.
Talk to me about what it's like being a part of the baseball program and being the manager for Coach Kerr.
It's just being fun. It's all fun. I make it fun all the time. Doing these challenges, just fun to be out here with the guys. Used to be a player myself, and then thought managing would be the best way to expand my horizons as a media member in sports.
All right, while I take this next shot, you talk to the camera about your game day chores. What else do you do on game day?
So I am the PA announcer for baseball, and I'm also the live stream play-by-play commentator. So I do a lot of that kind of work as well as run the music in the stadium. All
right, stay here. We're going to wrap up the match here. We're both line 2, and we're going to give a gimme here. All right. On the pars.
Perfect.
All right, so we both got a par, and that's another 2x2. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2. This time we're joined by sophomore Gavin Frazier. Let's talk about in the classroom. Favorite class, favorite teacher during your first 2 years here at Calvert Hall?
Favorite class, probably Honors World History with Mr. Shank.
Was there a specific topic you guys covered that was particularly interesting?
World War I and the real causes behind it, probably.
All right, let's move outside the classroom. You're involved in esports. Tell me a little bit about that. And tell me about Mr. McMullen as the moderator.
Well, Mr. McMullen, he's great. He always really, tries to get us to take it seriously and really wants us to commit to it like it would be an actual sport. He has us in there 5 days a week practicing, making sure that we're staying on topic, and it feels really nice to have him as a person who actually cares about what he's trying to get us to do.
What specific sports or games do you play in esports?
I play Overwatch. It's a 5v5 tactical shooter.
You guys also won a lot of awards. Tell me about the awards that you guys
so I won a varsity letter, also a 2-time regional championship for the fall and the spring semester.
Is that something you want to pursue in college as well?
Hopefully, yeah. A few colleges have reached out asking if I was interested in their college program, and on Friday we're actually going to the University of Maryland to check out their esport program. So that'll be pretty exciting.
Certainly a growing program here at Calvert Hall and also in colleges. So something for your future to look forward to.
Yeah, hopefully.
As you get ready for your junior year at Calvert Hall, what advice would you give to incoming freshmen?
Probably just meet new people. All the other freshmen coming in, most of them don't know each other, and they're also looking for new friends. So you can join a club or make a club with people that'll have your same interests, and pretty easy way to make friends.
That wraps up this 2x2. Great advice from Gavin. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2. This time we're joined by Marie Bridges, our school nurse. Just wrapped up your first year. Tell me about that first year here at Calvert Hall.
It's been great, a new experience for me. I've enjoyed getting to know the kids. I'm looking forward to watching, the freshmen, the sophomores, the juniors grow up over the next couple years, and even a little sad to see some of the seniors go.
Now, you have a special connection here to Calvert Hall. Your husband, Dom, is an alum.
Yep.
Tell me about that experience and how much he talks about Calvert Hall.
Since we got together, he's always said what a good experience he had here, how it changed his life truly for the better. When we had two boys, we figured we'd do whatever we could to get them here if they wanted to, and we have a freshman coming in this fall.
So your son Theo will be a freshman in the fall. That's got to be an emotional experience for you. Talk about what it's going to be like to be a current parent.
I am actually very excited and looking forward to the next 4 years for him, because I know what an impact this school is going to have on him.
And now your younger son, how old is he? And
he's in 6th grade, so he's following right behind, and he's even got bigger aspirations than my freshman coming in. He's going to outdo him when he comes in behind him.
Now you're not there yet, but you're going to be a current parent, like we said, in the fall. Any advice you would give to other current parents?
I would just know that there's a million opportunities here at this school. There's always something to be involved in, and even if they don't know what that is, reach out to staff members, faculty, and they'll find something that works for your kid.
That wraps up this 2x2. We look forward to seeing the Bridges brothers here at Calvert Hall soon. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2. This time we're joined by freshman Michael Issa. Let's talk about in the classroom, favorite class, favorite teacher during your freshman year.
Probably biology. It's very fun. It's also taught by Mr. Z, who seems to be my favorite teacher. The positive energy he brings to the class. He's very energetic. He knows how to communicate with us since, we're pretty rowdy sometimes, but he gets to the point and helps us learn.
What was a favorite topic that you guys covered this year in bio?
Probably evolution. Evolution, it was really fun talking about like birds, finches, Darwin and his theory. It was pretty easy for me and some of my classmates, and Mr. Z really got to the point, which really helped us learn.
Your brother Tom Miller Scholar. You're also involved in campus ministry. Tell me about those experiences and what involves.
So we do a lot of service projects. Like this Christmas, we went and we made gifts for the poor and needy children. It was really fun. I went with a bunch of my friends. We stayed at this warehouse, got some gifts, wrapped them up, gave it to the people who were running it all. It was very fun. I hope to do some more service projects this year, ending it out, strong.
What house are you a member of?
I'm in Clary.
And what have you guys done this year with the Clary House?
Clary House, nothing much, but we like to do a lot of fun activities. Like when we try to do the house competitions, a lot of us like to participate in those. We think it's really fun, and we really want to get involved in those more.
As you wrap up your freshman year here at Calvert Hall, we have a new incoming class coming in September. What advice would you give to them?
I would say definitely do as many sports and clubs as you can, because you don't want to go home every day at 2:45. You definitely want to stay, get involved in the school more. It looks good on you, and it's really fun, because Calvert House. Go ahead, fix that part. I can fix it. Because Calvert Hall has so much to offer, and it's really fun here.
That wraps up this 2x2. And we're here with another 2x2 with Ben Walter, a junior here at Calvert Hall, and we have a little bit of a connection. Ben's father, Chris, and I were classmates in the class of '89.
Yep.
But we're going to talk to you a little bit about your McMullen capstone project. You're a junior here, and the project will be due next year as a senior, correct?
Yep. So we had to submit our topic to Mr. Luzak over Easter break. So I'm doing a little study on transportation in Baltimore, specifically public transportation, and how in the 1800s, Baltimore was kind of like a pioneer in the transportation sector. We had the first railroad, we had the first electric streetcars, and now kind of we have nothing compared to New York and Washington, D.C., Los Angeles. So I'm studying that, how Baltimore kind of dropped the ball there.
Okay, so you'll wrap that up in your senior year.
Yep.
If we also look at your red jacket here, there's a lot of letters and pins on it. Some of the other activities you're involved in is the UAV club. Talk a little bit about that club.
So in UAV, we kind of fly drones. We used to be a lot more competitive. Now we kind of just do some tinkering with drones, putting drones that were working back together. We kind of fly drones over the practice fields every Wednesday. Try not to hit people, of course. Yeah, it's kind of a fun time. We just do a lot of tinkering. It's really fun.
Okay, and another activity you're involved in is the band. That takes up a lot of your time as well. Talk about that experience.
So I'm in the wind ensemble and the string ensemble. I also do pit orchestra, and I do liturgy band. I play the upright bass, and I also play the electric bass. So for wind ensemble, last year we went to Disneyland. Next year we're going to Disney World. We play a lot of more orchestral pieces, and then in string ensemble, we're playing more of like traditional like European orchestra music. Like we're playing March Slav, which is by Tchaikovsky, which is a really long and difficult piece. We also play some shorter stuff. And in liturgy band, we do like the masses for school, and I sing in that. And then in pit orchestra, last year we did Mary Poppins, and then this year we did Something Rotten. And I got to play a lot of the fun bass lines. A lot of the newer musicals have a lot of fun music to play, so it's really interesting. I get to improve my skills a lot.
All right, so very well-rounded, and that's a 2x2 with Ben Walter. It's time for another 2x2. Joining me now is Camden Daly, a freshman here at Calvert Hall. So let's talk about academically. In the classroom, who was your favorite teacher this freshman year, and what was your favorite class?
My favorite teacher this year was my homeroom teacher, Mr. Flannery. He just brightens my morning every day and makes me really happy to come to school. My favorite class this year was biology. This year we learned about evolution and natural selection recently. We learned about Darwin's finches in the Galapagos and really interesting stuff.
So a lot of different topics covered in that class.
Yes.
You talk about Mr. Flannery as well. He's an alum, brings a lot of energy to the building every day, so it's good to start your day with him in homeroom.
Yeah.
All right, let's move outside the classroom. Let's talk about activities that you're involved in at the hall.
I do Communications Club, which is commentary for every sport here at Calvert Hall. This year I've done water polo, soccer, lacrosse, baseball, and basketball. It's really fun. It gets my public speaking more, which I really like. And in ski club, just hit the slopes. Pretty fun.
What was your favorite sport to cover?
Basketball this year.
Basketball? Mm-hmm. And did you have a career aspirations to stay in that broadcasting?
Yes. Something that I really enjoy, something I really love, something I grew up watching about a lot. It was very fun.
So it gives you a good opportunity to be behind the camera a little bit and talk about the sports that you're covering. As you wrap up this school year and you move into the next school year, we have an incoming group of freshmen coming in. What advice would you give to them? My
advice is to try everything. Don't be afraid to do new things, and don't procrastinate in your work. Make sure you do your work done. Get your work done.
So that's great advice as we wrap up another 2x2. Here we are with a 2x2 with Jojo Oyedeji, a senior here at Calvert Hall. Talk to me a little bit about your favorite class and your favorite teacher in your senior year.
One of my favorite teachers got to be Mr. Barzak. I mean, that guy, he's got a serious side, but you can tell when he's being funny. It's always hilarious in his class. Love that class. I've done a bunch of really cool projects where I've gotten to show and tell some of my own personal stuff, and I really enjoy it.
Elaborate a little bit on that, about one of the projects you worked on in his class.
So we did a cultural foraging, and it was for God, Media, and Culture, where my assignment was to bring in a fashion item that pertained to God, media, and culture. And I brought in some of my own clothing, which contained a Bible verse on the hood, and it showed off a Christian message to others.
Very good. Outside the classroom, you're also a member of the track and field team, the MIA championship team.
Sir.
You're the pole vaulter. So talk to me about your personal best and the training that it goes into be a pole vaulter.
So my personal best is recently updated. I'm at 11 feet and 6 inches. I mean, it's been a making in the works. I've been doing this since freshman year. It's the only event that I've been excelling at, and I've been committed to it. It's certainly a grind, and I'm so thankful that I got the opportunity to compete on such a great team.
And then next year for college, where are you headed?
I'm undecided yet, but I'm hoping to go to University of Maryland, College Park. That's the plan.
Very good. And then a special note, coming in next year, you guys won't get to share the time together, but coming in next year, your brother comes in as a freshman. You're a member of the missions homeroom. You've helped recruit your brother and some other students who come in next year. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give to them as they come in to be future Cardinals?
I mean, honestly, Daniel, if you're seeing this right now, make the most of it. You're gonna love it here, but you have to be able to put yourself out there. I've no doubt you'll do amazing when you're here.
And last thing as we wrap up a 2x2, 2 words that describe your experience here at Calvert Hall for the 4 years.
2 words, got to be greatness and fun, honestly. Those are like the top 2 that's come to my mind.
And that's a 2x2 with JoJo. Here we are with another 2x2 with freshman TJ Smith. TJ, let's talk a little bit about the classroom. We were talking before, you told me about your favorite teacher in your favorite class. Who is that?
My favorite teacher is Miss Fazy. She's my religion teacher, and the reason why I like her as a teacher is because she's very kind, very chill teacher, and she just like lightens up the room.
Very good, very good. So we also talked about some of the activities you're involved in. Tell me about the activities with the robotics.
With robotics, I'm a part of robotics because I plan on becoming a future engineer. I don't know what type though, but like I will soon figure it out. And being in robotics, it's like helped me like figure out like new things and like learn things that I haven't learned before.
So robotics gives you an idea of what you want to do. You guys 3 more years here at Calvert Hall before you head off to college. Robotics will help you learn about engineering. We also talked about you just went on an immersion trip with the campus ministry. Where'd you go and what did you do?
I went on the Baltimore immersion trip. I went to like the heart of Baltimore City. I helped out the poor and doing that like made me see like some of like the down parts of Baltimore, and it's like made me like enlighten me. So like now I'll go like I'll go like with a different mindset.
Okay, you're planning in your next 3 years also to do some more immersion trips while you're here. The other thing we talked about is you're a member of the BSU. What's the BSU and how has that helped you in your freshman year?
BSU is basically a club where like African Americans like me like hang out, get to know each other. But the thing is, like, you don't have to be African American. It could be anybody. But like, it's just building brotherhood and getting to know each other.
Very good. In his freshman year, he's already building on the brotherhood, and that's a 2x2 with TJ. Here we are with another 2x2 with Logan Moon, a senior here at Calvert Hall. Before we get talking about things academically at the school, I want to talk to you a little bit about the work you do with senior citizens in the community.
Yeah. So every Monday, I go to the senior living facility called North Oaks. And so basically, they come to me for an hour and ask me questions about cell phones, tablets, laptops, even printers. I've even had people bring their Alexa downstairs to help them out set it up.
Very good, very good. And then let's talk a little bit about what you're doing here in school. You're involved with the Model UN Club. Tell the listeners what that's all about.
So I'm a chief of staff at Calvert Hall's Model UN Club. And so Model UN just simulates the real life United Nations. So whether it be an international conflict, world hunger, we talk about all topics from all fields.
Very good. And then one thing just recently happened for you, a lot of great news you just received. You're heading to college in Ohio. Tell me about the college you're going to and the award you just received.
So I'm heading to Bowling Green State University in Ohio, not the one in Kentucky. And I just received the Sidney A. Ribot Presidential Leadership Academy Scholarship, and so that pays for 4 years of my college tuition.
Very good. Now, if you were to give some advice to current students and incoming freshmen next year, what would your advice be as far as being a student here at Calvert Hall?
It's just get involved, whether it be in a club or outside in the community. Calvert Hall will always support you, so just get out there and serve your community.
Very good, and you've certainly done that during your 4 years here at Calvert Hall, and that wraps up another 2x2. It's time for another 2x2, and we're with Deacon Riley, a junior here at Calvert Hall. Talk to me a little bit about the Comm Club and Miss Lackey's class.
Yeah, so the Comms Club, we basically we commentate the videos and live streams for all the sports here at Calvert Hall, and you get to sign up for that. You also get like access to the field during Turkey Bowl and get to be on the pregame show, so it's pretty cool.
So for Turkey Bowl, though, you're also a football player, so you played in the Turkey Bowl. Talk about that experience.
Sir. That was awesome. So we get to do a lot of pregame stuff, meet a lot of cool people during that week. It's just a great time to get closer with your guys and play in front of a huge crowd, so it's awesome.
Then also we talked about some activities that you're involved in outside of school, volunteering at camp. Talk to me about that.
So with Empower for Life, so we help kids that are less fortunate than us. So we got to work at Camp Spencer. So we got to go there. It was a sleepaway camp for kids with that don't have the best home life. So got to go there, hang out with them. Got to do like canoes, swimming, stuff like that, arts and crafts. So that was awesome.
Lots of great activities for you guys to do there. As you head into your senior year, what advice would you give to some incoming freshmen?
I would definitely say use all your resources at Calvert Hall. All the teachers want you to succeed. So going to meet a teacher like once a week, something like that. Set yourself up for greatness. So yeah.
That's great advice from Deacon, and that's another 2x2.
Oh yeah.
We're back, and it's time for another 2x2. We're joined by junior Grayson Bowman.
Hey, guys.
So you're a legacy here at Calvert Hall. Several relatives have come through the hall before you, including your dad. What advice did your dad give you when you became a Cardinal?
The biggest thing I think I ever learned from my dad, and it's in our school's code too, it's integrity. He taught me to be a man of integrity because it really is who you are when nobody's watching, and that makes you you.
That's great advice as you got started here at Calvert Hall and you've gone through your junior year. Let's talk about that integrity that you bring to the classroom in academic world. Who's your favorite teacher, your favorite class?
My favorite class and teacher is probably my honors history class with Miss Bassett. I think the reason is she just makes it, very entertaining, very fun. It's kind of like solving a puzzle.
And what's a topic that you guys covered this year that was very interesting for you?
Right now, actually, we're doing USSR, post-USSR, reading a book called Muppets in Moscow. I think it's very interesting.
Okay, let's move outside the classroom. We'll go into the activities. Very involved here at Calvert Hall. Talk to me about some of the activities you're involved in.
Yeah, so I'm in the It's Academic Club. I have a lot of friends in theater, esports. What else am I in? I'm in, sorry. I'm completely blanking right now.
It's all right, let's keep rolling with it.
Yeah. I'm in rock band.
We'll start that. We'll start that. Can we start that question over?
Okay, sorry.
All right, she can edit it. So we'll go, your involvement here at Calvert Hall.
Yeah, I just blanked. I'm sorry.
No worries. Talk to me outside the classroom. You're very involved here at Calvert Hall. Talk to me about some of the activities that you're involved in.
Yeah, so I'm in ITSAC. I'm in rock band too. Been in rock band this year. Really fun. Love the guys in it. I'm also friends with a lot of people in theater, esports. There's some great guys.
So as you get ready to move into your senior year at Calvert Hall, you've learned a lot academically and through the activities. What advice would you give to our incoming freshmen?
Biggest thing is make yourself uncomfortable, because I think you only grow when you're uncomfortable. I think if you stay in your comfort zone, I mean, I'm sure you've heard this before, but you're not gonna grow. I think the biggest thing is just get out there.
So Grayson's certainly grown over his 3 years so far at the Hall. We look forward to his senior year next year, and that wraps up this 2x2. It's time for another 2x2, and we're with sophomore Jude Baldwin. Tell me a little bit about your involvement with Something Rotten, the school's musical we just had.
Yes, Something Rotten. It was really great. I was one of the supporting actors in the role, and I was a tap dancer in the dance ensemble. It was a lot of fun being there with all my friends, and we got to do so much stuff over the months, and seeing the progress we built over January, February, March, and seeing it all come together was something we were all really proud of.
Have you been in other productions here at Calvert Hall as well, or was that your first?
Last year, I was in Mary Poppins.
Okay, very good. So you've been involved in the musicals and you're also involved in the band. I noticed on your jacket here, lots of patches. Tell me about your involvement with the band and some of the awards that you've won with the band.
Yes, in the band, I'm in tuba. Currently, I'm in the wind ensemble, and I'm in the competition marching band. Last year, in my freshman year, we won the national championship down in New York City. It was very cool, and it was a big experience. We worked from August in the summer, a 2-week camp, 9 to 5. And then we still build on the progress, clean up, make sure everything's good, add some little moves here and there. And we see it progress from September to October. And we put it all together in the last show.
So a lot of involvement, a lot of hard work goes into it.
Yes, lots of involvement. Competition marching band takes a lot of endurance, and I've known that, and it's really great.
Awesome. So you're wrapping up your sophomore year at Calvert Hall, getting ready to head into your junior year. What are your goals heading into next year?
Next year? Well, I want to try and do more stuff. I want to try and be more of a leader. I want to try and do what I can to be more involved in the Calvert Hall, help serve, help be a part of the community, because band and theater have been taking up a lot of my time, but that's okay. But I also want to try and see what I can do outside of those things, because I feel like I have a lot of potential to do many more things here at Calvert Hall.
So keep a lookout for Jude next year as he gets involved in more things besides band and theater, and he's even the comm club that he's involved in, and that's another 2x2. And we're here in the Victor Janishevsky Art Room with Mr. Doyle, who's been here for 14 years. We have a little bit of connection. You were hired by my dad when he was the principal here.
Right.
Tell me about that experience and what the 14 years of Calvert Hall have been like.
Well, let's see. It's been a great experience for me. I had a graphic design business, and I kind of transitioned into art from there. And I actually got a second degree in teaching art way back in the 80s from Towson. So I've always loved both, doing the art and teaching the art. So I'm here.
You're here at Calvert Hall, and we have a lot of amazing pieces behind us. Talk to me a little bit about some of these pieces, the difference in them, the work that goes into it. We have this dancer here with the yellow dress. Talk about that one first.
All right, so Tegan Barallo, he's a senior. He's he wanted to do real loose pieces. He was experimenting with the texture of the paint and paint splatters. And he's very good at drawing also. So combining everything together. The color, it turned out really nice. This is a oil pastel drawing by Thomas Bloomer. So he did some of this is from a photograph, but some of this he added himself, like droplets on the leaves and so forth. It's very well done for oil pastel because you can't get real detailed with it. But he did a good job at doing details.
Now, how many different types of mediums are there in the art room?
Oh,
that guys get involved with?
How many different things can you think of? It's like whatever goes. Like we could do all kinds of things, like printmaking, watercolor, oil painting, drawings, just everything.
So there's our art lesson with Mr. Doyle up here in the art room, and that's a 2. It's time for another 2x2, and we're joined by the twins, Jack and Mikey Tanton, seniors here at Calvert Hall. They're both members of the varsity ice hockey program and a varsity lacrosse team. Tell me a little bit about ice hockey first.
Yeah, so we've been on the team for 4 years. So we got to play start as a freshman, and yeah, we've been on the team ever since, and we've had a great time. We've been to the championship a couple times. Never won one, but we made a lot of memories and learned a lot. So.
And what position do you play, and what does your brother play, and do you play off of each other? Tell me a little bit about the experience of being on the ice together.
Yeah, so I play offense. He plays defense. So we play on the same line, so it's fun to score a couple goals with each other.
All right, you got the assists, he got the goals?
Yeah.
All right, now tell me about lacrosse.
Yeah, so we switch. So like in hockey, I'm defense, and then lacrosse, I'm offense.
And then in lacrosse, I'm defense. So it helps going to Calvert Hall, it helped playing 2 sports as a dual sport athlete. It helped just carry into the next year. And the coaches love 2 sport athletes too, so it was a good experience.
So you're going to take one of those sports next year and continue with Towson. Tell me about that experience and what the goals are at Towson.
Yeah, so we're staying local, and we're just excited to get started at a new school and play lacrosse in college.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We know a couple guys that go to Calvert Hall and are going to Towson next year, so it'll be a good time to play lacrosse for Coach Nadalin.
As we get ready to wrap up the 2x3 here, tell me a little bit about some advice you would give to incoming freshmen as you guys get ready to graduate from the hall.
Just have fun. Try to meet as much new friends as you can because you'll be with them for the next 4 years. And, yeah, just enjoy it while it lasts.
And I would say also just use all the resources we have here, the MRC, all the teachers are out to help you, and just take advantage of that.
That wraps up another 2x2 with the Tanton twins. It's time for another 2x2. We're joined by sophomore Ben Ballard. And Ben has some big news. You just started a club here at Calvert Hall. Tell us about that club.
Yep, so we just started a club, Clay Target Club. So basically we have a couple guys and we go over to Lock Raven Skeet and Trap and we go and shoot some targets and we compete against other schools and we compete statewide and nationwide.
So I just started. Mr. Smith is the moderator of that. Tell me a little bit about, for somebody who's not into clay targeting, what goes into that each practice or each round when you go out?
So we practice 2 times a week, Wednesday, Thursday, and we all get together and basically you have a clay target and it flies out and you just shoot it in the air. And so you keep track of how many you hit and that's your score.
What's your score? How are you doing with that?
So you shoot 25, so I'm usually around 20.
Very good, very good. Let's move back into the classroom. Talk to me about your favorite teacher right now and your favorite class.
My favorite teaching class is probably chemistry with Mr. Matze. It's just really influential, and I like science, so I enjoy spending time with him.
He's been here over 40 years, closing on 50 years, retiring at the end of the year. So he's touched the lives of a lot of students over the years and taught a lot of chemistry to a lot of students. So you should be privileged to be able to be in that class. Also, we talked about you're involved in peer ministry. Tell me about that experience.
It's amazing. So we all work together and we volunteer and help out with small groups and retreats, and there's all sorts of stuff around the school. So, masses.
Last question I have for you. You're going into your junior year. You wrapped up 2 years here at Calvert Hall. What advice would you give to some incoming freshmen, the incoming class?
The incoming freshmen, I would say stay on top of your work, keep good relationships with the teachers, and just keep working hard.
There you go. And that's another 2x2 with Ben. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2, joined by sophomore Sam Zhang. Let's talk a little bit about in the classroom. Who, in your first few years here at Calvert Hall, was your favorite teacher in your favorite class?
So I would say Mr.'s honors bio class from last year, freshman year, was probably my favorite class that I've had so far. You know, she's a great teacher, really nice. She prepared us well for our tests. I learned a lot from her, and especially I felt like her prayers were pretty nice. A lot of times we sort of rush through prayer, but she really takes her time and it made me really think about what she was saying.
So she brought a lot of energy, a lot of faith to the classroom.
Yeah, she did.
Moving outside the classroom, we talked about some of your musical interests. Tell me about that.
So I started playing the piano and the violin at around age 6. I recently got a new teacher. So I've been with the same teacher for 10 years now. I just recently got a new one, and I think I'll really improve more.
And then what instruments do you play here?
I play the violin and the string orchestra.
In the string orchestra,
yeah.
Okay. As you move into junior year, what are your goals musically and academically moving into your junior year?
So junior year, I really want to focus up on my, my grades, of course, really bring them up. For musically, let's see. Still improve, obviously.
Right.
And this next year, I think we have a lot of potential to be really good, because before we've only had a couple guys in the program, but we've been growing it. There's almost 20 guys, and next year it'll probably be even more.
Who play string instruments?
Yeah, yeah. And
So
it'd be
continue,
really nice.
continue to grow that program.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, we'll have a new incoming freshman class next year. What advice would you give to them?
Really build strong relationships with as many people as you know, because you never know when you might need help from someone, or if you can help someone else, because that's another way to build relationships. And I think these relationships will last through your whole life, I think.
So building on that brotherhood.
Yeah.
And that wraps up another 2x2. It's time for another 2x2. This time we're joined by Daniel Archaki, a junior here at Calvert Hall. Now, you told me you had 2 older brothers who graduated before you. Tell me some advice they gave you as you became a Cardinal.
Yeah, so both of my older brothers graduated here. The first one, my oldest, in 2019. The other was valedictorian in 2022. And both of them, being graduates also of the McMullen Scholars Program, taught me a lot about hard work, what you need to do as a person, as a scholar, in order to achieve at this school, how to advocate for yourself, and how to be the best person that you can be at this school.
Now, you touched on the McMullen Scholars Program. You're a junior, so you haven't started your capstone project yet, but you came up with the idea. What's your subject going to be for your project?
Yeah, so for my project next year for the capstone, I'm going to be making an album. I'm going to be making music for the first time in my life, which is something that I'm very excited to do, because the capstone gives you an opportunity to be creative, to do something that you don't usually do in school. That's what I love about the program, because it pushes you to pursue things outside of what you normally do in the classroom.
And what's your musical background right now? Is
none.
So
that's the excitement.
something completely new for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We talk about your involvement here at school with the newspaper. Tell me about your role at the newspaper this past year as a junior, and what you're going to be doing as a senior.
Yeah. So the last 3 years, freshman, sophomore, and junior year, I've been a writer and an editor for the school newspaper, writing articles, working with my peers, editing their articles to put out the best newspaper that we can every month. And next year, I'm going to be the editor-in-chief of the paper, which is very exciting. Getting to oversee the design, all of our articles, all of our writers, working closely with our faculty moderators. And it's going to be a lot of fun to get to really refine the paper into something nice for the community to read.
We talk about the community. As you go into your senior year, we have a new set of freshmen, new students coming in next year. What advice would you give to them?
Well, I would say to the freshmen just to be true to yourself. This school gives you a lot of opportunities to push yourself outside of your comfort zone and to do so many things that interest you and engage you. And I would encourage all the freshmen to just go for that. Go for the things that interest you and have fun doing them here.
So that's great advice from Daniel. He has a big senior year ahead of him, and that wraps up this 2x2. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2. This time we're joined by senior Enzo Poblitz, a member of the golf team. So Enzo, you and I had a very unique experience a couple weeks ago. You and I as part of the golf team. I got a special invite to travel to Charleston with you guys. We did an alumni event while we were down there, but we also played a couple rounds of golf. I did ask Briggs about my golf swing. I'm going to ask you about my golf swing before we get into talk about your golf.
So I did hear that he said you were like Freddie Couples. I would say more Tiger Woods.
Oh, thank you.
A lot of power back
there. I
there.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Let's get to serious golf now. Let's talk about your golf. You're a member of the varsity golf team. You've won 2 MIA championships. Talk about what Coach Forrester or Coach Hubbard bring to the program.
They bring a lot of leadership. They're just great people. Like they want us to be better, and they want us to, just win. They push us to be the best that we can be.
But they also push you guys to be better than just golfers, better people. I know you guys have a lot of team meetings, a lot of you guys come up with the word of the day, and you guys lead a lot of those sessions too. So talk a little bit about that.
We do like a lot of things at the end of practice. Like we'll do like a supplication, and which is like something that we pray for at the end of the day. We just try and do like a lot of team building, team bonding, and make ourselves like better people than not just golfers, and more as in like we're just better in the real world.
So you did something really good in the real world. One of your recent competitions had a hole-in-one. Tell me who you were playing against and what hole and what club you used.
We were playing against Mount St. Joe's, hole number 10 at Rolling Road, and then we just had one yesterday at number 4 at Chartwell. Ryan Hoffner made one.
So what was the distance in yours? What club did you use?
At 100 yards, and I hit a 60 degree.
I probably would hit a driver or something like that to get there.
Yeah, maybe.
Talk a little bit too about you're graduating here now. What advice would you give to incoming student athletes or students here at Calvert Hall about getting involved, whether it's golf or another activity?
My biggest thing of advice would be stay on top of your schoolwork. Like you don't want to fall behind and like risk detention, because your coach will kill you if you do get detention. So just keep on top of your schoolwork. Don't do anything dumb. Join as many clubs as you can. Get involved.
So there you go. That wraps up this 2x2 with Enzo. It's time for another 2x2. We're joined by freshman Tanner Pilarski. And Tanner, you're a legacy here at Calvert Hall. Your dad and your brother are both alums. Tell me the advice that they gave you when you became a Cardinal.
Yeah, so they told me to be social, get involved with everything, and take advantage of my opportunities.
And you certainly take advantage of those opportunities. I know you were involved in a lot of athletics and clubs. Tell me about some of the clubs and athletics you've been part of.
Yes, so I played soccer, baseball, and I'm part of the culinary and Italian club.
So combining the Italian club and the culinary club might be good, right? So you cook any Italian food
Yeah, we've done pasta, meatballs. We did a cookie exchange. We do a lot of great things.
Very good. Let's move inside the classroom. Tell me about your favorite class and your favorite teacher freshman year.
My favorite teacher's got to be Miss Hardesty. She's great. She's personable. Favorite class has to be Mr. Brown's math class.
Very good. As you move on to your sophomore year, we're going to bring in a new freshman class. What advice would you give to the freshmen coming into the hall next year?
I would say be social, make friends, take advantage of your opportunities, and just have a great time.
Very good. And that wraps up this 2x2 with Tanner.
Thank you.
It's time for another 2x2, and we're joined by junior Jack Zeller. Jack, tell me a little bit about in the classroom, your favorite teacher, your favorite class.
So I would have to say Mr. Miserandino. The way he teaches keeps the class engaged. Not afraid to joke around a little bit, even if it's on the more outside of school things. Yeah. And then he also teaches my favorite class, which is AP American History.
What do you guys learn about right now in that class?
So we just went over the Cold War, RFK, assassination of JFK.
Okay. Then outside the classroom, you're involved with the yearbook.
Yeah.
What have you done with the yearbook? What involvement have you done with that club?
So I've written pages for various sports teams. I just finished one about a week ago on basketball. I also have done one for a few clubs.
All right, then we talked about your goals for your senior year. What's one of your goals for senior year academically?
I really am hoping to make it into a National Honor Society. Just filled out that application. That would be awesome. My mom would be very happy with that.
She would definitely be very happy with that. As you go into your senior year, we have an incoming freshman class. What advice would you give to them as they join us here at Calvert Hall?
So my freshman, sophomore year, free periods, anything but schoolwork, left it all at home. Especially junior year, now that I'm in more high-level classes, you can't do that anymore. It really piles up at home. Now that I have a job too, it's all piling up. So make sure you spend those frees doing work, at least 1 or 2 of them a day.
So that's good advice there. Make sure you take your time and use your free periods wisely to get your schoolwork done. That wraps up this 2x2. We're here for another 2x2 with senior Brody Becker. Talk to me a little bit about your favorite class and your favorite teacher here at Calvert Hall.
I'd say my favorite class is probably AP Physics 2 with Dr. Ian. It's a tough class, a lot of studying involved, but it's a good time. A lot of friends in that class and some interesting lessons for sure.
You also mentioned Quiz Bowl. What's Quiz Bowl?
Yeah, he runs Quiz Bowl. So it's kind of like trivia almost. So, like the It's Academic team, it's kind of similar, just like a different version of that. Unfortunately, a couple of tournaments got canceled, so we couldn't go to those, but hopefully there's one soon, so we should be able to go to that one.
All right, and outside the classroom, you're a member of the tennis team and the squash team.
Yep.
Talk about your experiences on those two teams.
Squash has been super fun. I started that my sophomore year and kind of worked my way up the ranks. And it's been a great time. A lot of friends on that team. And the team's gotten a lot better. We moved up, I think 3 positions in, the rankings over this past year. So that's been a good time. And then tennis, similar thing. Started that my sophomore year. And that's been fun as well. And our team's really successful.
Your coach is actually a classmate of mine. Coach Mass was my classmate in class 89. So
nice.
It's good to have him back here on campus as well. And then next year, where are you headed for college next year?
I'm going to UVA.
The Wahoos, the Cavaliers, they go by both, right?
Yeah.
Okay, last question I have for you is incoming freshmen or the guys sitting around the room who are coming back for another year here at Calvert Hall, what advice would you give to incoming students and the underclassmen?
I would say just don't be afraid to try new things and take advantage of all the opportunities that Calvert Hall has to do what you like and do what you're passionate about, because there's a lot of them to use.
Very true. A lot of passionate things that kids can do here at Calvert Hall, and that's another 2x2 with senior Brody Becker. It's time for another 2x2, and we're here with sophomore Ben Kilmartin. Ben, talk to me a little bit about your favorite class and your favorite teacher.
Favorite class has got to be Mr. Shank, history.
What are you guys learning in that class?
Right now we're learning about World War I and World War II.
Okay, and what makes that class exciting? What's he bringing to the class?
He really has I would say a lot of passion about what he does, and he really likes lecturing us. I really like listening. It really brings it to life.
Good. Outside the classroom, you're a member of the track and field team. What event are you in, and how's that going for you?
Last year I was a long jumper, and this year I am throwing shot put and discus.
And what's your distances on both of those?
Shot put is about 33.6, and discus is about 117 feet.
Okay. Wrap it up. We're getting ready to wrap up your sophomore year. What are your plans for the summer? I understand you have a couple jobs lined up.
Summer, I'm starting a junk removal company. I'm also going to be lifeguarding at a summer camp, and will be joining my brother in a home services business.
What kind of home services you guys going to provide?
Like window cleaning, pressure washing, lawn care, stuff like that.
You'll certainly be busy over the summer.
Oh, yeah.
And then as you wrap up the summer, we come back into junior year. What are your goals junior and senior year?
Get good grades, get through junior year, get senior year, graduate,
Any ideas for college? It's a little early for you, but any ideas?
I want to go to the military.
Very good. Very good. So that's a 2x2. Wrapping up another one here today. I screwed that up because I was going to call him TJ.
It's okay.
I was going to call you by the wrong name.
It's okay. I'm still rolling, so wrap that one up then. Ben.
Just wrap it up at the end. And that's another 2x2 with Ben Kilmartin. It's time for another 2x2, and we're down on the plaza with sophomore Cash Malone.
Hello.
We're going to talk a little bit about the wrestling program. So you're a sophomore, but you've been on the wrestling team, varsity wrestling, for 2 years now?
Yes.
Tell me about that experience and having Coach Knox, who's class of 99, as your head coach.
Coach Knox has been a great help for me in my wrestling career. I mean, I only started last year, and after practicing with him for a little bit, he pulled me up to varsity, and he helped immeasurably this year as well.
And what weight class are you at?
I was at 157 this current season.
Okay. And then you'll be on the varsity again next year and try to learn more from Coach Knox.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Now, as you can see some activity here behind us, this is something that was popular when I was a student here back in the late 80s. SAC is back. Tell me about what these guys are doing behind me.
They're out there playing SAC, man. I think everybody saw it on Instagram. Everybody's having a good time playing it. It's positivity spreads SAC, not hate. Everybody's having a good time.
And tell me a little bit about the rules here, or that we just try to hit it around and volley it a little bit.
Rules: no chicken wings, no umbrellas, and no hands, obviously.
All right. So those are the rules to SAC. It's back on campus here at Calvert Hall, and that's another 2x2. We're here in the Victor Janishevsky Art Room for another 2x2. We're with freshman Michael Gonzalez Corona, and he's going to tell me a little bit about some of the art pieces you're working on. First, tell me about the one that's in your hand there.
So recently we went over an ink project where we had to use pen and ink, learning new techniques such as like stippling, and shading with a pen, going through different values. And this took around like 10 classes. What I went over was a picture of a dog being a pet owner. I have 2 dogs, and I decided to draw a dog that looks somewhat like mine.
So this is not your dog, but one that looks like your dog?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we also talked about you have a self-portrait up here. Different medium. Tell me the difference between the 2 pieces of artwork and what goes into this piece.
So for this, we had to start with the outline as we went over it with chalk, as this is the freshman class, and doing chalk was a lot more difficult because you had to mix the colors, blend them in, and sort of get a good coloration of everything.
And talk a little bit about Mr. Doyle and his involvement and his influence on what you guys do here in the art room.
Mr. Doyle is a great guy. He goes around and gives tips and advice of every little thing that we do, trying to get us to improve in any simple way.
Okay, what's the next project you're working on?
The next project we're going to work on, I'm pretty sure, is painting.
Okay, you have anything in mind right now what you're going to paint, or just still thinking about that one?
Still thinking about that one.
Okay, that wraps up another 2x2 here in the art room. Here we are with another 2x2 with senior Caden Augustin, a member of the lacrosse team. You're a goalie on the lacrosse team. Tell me about the experience of working with Coach Creighton, one of our alums.
I mean, Coach Creighton, he's a legend here. Played here back in the day. Went to Hobart and is actually in the Hall of Fame there. But, you know, he's a great coach, has a lot of knowledge of the game, and will really spark some really interesting conversations, some great riddles, and he's a great guy to get to know.
And how hard is his shot? Is he still shooting pretty hard at you guys?
He's still got it. You know, he's getting up there in age, but, you know, he's still got it. Still got the really good underhand and can shoot real hard still.
So he definitely prepares you guys for competition. Outside of athletics in the classroom and activities here at school, you're involved with the student-led endowment. Talk a little bit about that experience.
I am. So, yeah, it got started up last year by a couple of our seniors. You know, they were able to reach out to alumni and raise over $50,000 for our club. We work with a lot of our alumni that are in the finance industry, and we pitch stocks, create portfolios, and look for investments. And, you know, it's really good preparation for college and future interests.
How are your investments doing right now?
So far, we've kind of just been working in groups to pick stocks, and we haven't invested yet, but you know, the process is still coming along.
Okay, and then next year you're headed to Swarthmore. Talk a little bit about that experience, why you chose Swarthmore, and what you're looking forward to there.
I am, yeah. So really, our lecture seminar format really guided me through that process. You know, lectures really were my thing. I really liked the smaller classroom environments that I had here at Calvert Hall, and you know, that guided me towards picking a smaller college where I had smaller classes, you know, more relationships with my teachers, and Calvert Hall fully guided me through that. You know, I really developed a lot of relationships with my teachers and loved my small classes.
Talk about one of your favorite teachers here at Calvert Hall.
Yeah, so Mr. Luzak this year, I actually had him for freshman biology, and this year I'm taking AP biology. And, you know, it's super great. He really prepares us through labs, different activities during class, but, you know, taking a college level biology course is really going to help prepare me for next year.
And one of the other involvements we talked about for you is the admissions homeroom, and you help recruit some of the students who are coming in next year to be future Cardinals. What advice would you give to them as they come in next year?
To really get to know the guys around you. You know, you're going to be around them for the next 4 years. Just learn more about them. There's things you can learn from everybody here. They're all involved in different things, and to really just get involved in as many things as you can, and just have fun.
Love being a Cardinal.
Yep.
That's great advice from Caden, and that's another 2x2. It's time for another 2x2, and we're here with Mr. Marshall, class of 01. Tell me a little bit about your experience here at Calvert Hall as a student first, and then we'll get into your experience as a teacher.
Awesome experience here. Played water polo, did swimming here. Had a great time. Had a lot of the classic legends of the hall. Had Mr. Carp, Mr. Crop. So great experience.
Great group of teachers there. You mentioned a lot of legends. Also, let's talk about your legacy here. Your dad's an alum. Your brother's an alum. Talk about that experience as well.
Yeah, I think family's important. Just being here and just giving back to the school and just setting a good example. So I'm happy to do that for our family.
Now, how long have you been back at Calvert Hall as a teacher, and what are you currently teaching?
I've been here almost 20 years. Chair of the PE department and teach honors history. Coach JV golf, playing for the championship next Monday.
A little bit of everything with Pat here at Calvert Hall. Want to thank him for doing a 2x2, and go Cardinals. We're back with another 2x2, joined by junior Tyler Thompson. Tell me about your favorite class or your favorite teacher during junior year.
My favorite class this year is English with Mr. Zinkin. We always have a good time in his class and get the work done.
What are you learning about right now?
We read The Great Gatsby, which is a pretty fun book to read, and we watched the movie too, so pretty cool.
So you got the movie and the book in class with
Yes,
Mr.
that's
Zincan.
right. Yep.
All right, let's move outside the classroom. You're a member of the varsity lacrosse team. Tell me about the culture that Coach Kelly builds with the program.
I mean, yeah, the culture's great. We're always putting in the work during the off season and during the season, and always trying to get better and stuff. Yeah.
Now you're a goalie. Tell me about having Coach Creighton fire some shots at you in practice.
It's pretty crazy. He's not the youngest guy ever, but he's still he can shoot the ball pretty hard,
Right.
and he knows what he's talking about. He gets better every single day at practice.
Yeah, he's a pretty good player in his day, and still comes back and shoots balls on you guys in practice, makes you guys better.
Yes, sir.
You're committed for college. Tell me where you're headed and why you would choose that school.
I'm going to Canisius. It's in Buffalo, New York, and I chose the school because my brother went there. It's a pretty cool school, and the city of Buffalo is also really cool.
You know it's cold up there too, right?
It's cold, yeah.
It'll be cold during lacrosse season, so
Yeah, it's
gotta
cold.
get ready.
A lot of snow.
A lot of snow.
Yeah.
Last thing we're going to ask you, as you get ready to head into your senior year, what advice would you give to some incoming freshmen as they join Calvert Hall?
I would probably say take advantage of like all the opportunities you have here, because there's a lot, and don't take anything for granted and have fun.
There you go. There's some advice from Tyler, and that's a 2x2. We're back with another 2x2 with Noah Meyer, senior here at Calvert Hall. Let's first start in the classroom. Tell me a little bit about your favorite class and your favorite teacher here at the Hall.
My favorite class is accounting with Mr. Ryan. Just brings a lot of fun to the classroom.
All right, and then outside the classroom, you're a member of the varsity baseball team. Tell me about the experience of playing with Coach Kerr and what he brings to the culture of the baseball program.
It's been great. It's changed me. He brings great energy to the field, and we're trying to win a championship for him this year.
And we got to backtrack a little bit with baseball. You and I first met when you were in 7th grade. You played on a team with my son and with Peter Bayshore, who also graduated from Calvert Hall, in Cooperstown. Let's talk about that experience.
Yeah, that was my first real baseball experience, traveling, and he gave me a great experience. Just made me fall in love with the game.
That's great to hear. We had a great time up in Cooperstown, and you've taken that baseball skills and your love of baseball. Also, you do some stuff with FCA and the Bible study with the baseball team. Talk about that experience and what you're able to bring to the team.
Yeah, faith has just been a huge thing for me as soon as I got here. So I've helped other people with theirs we're doing a Thursday morning Bible studies, not just for baseball, but for everyone that's welcome.
And then next year, where are you headed next year? And what do you plan to study and continue your baseball career?
Yeah, I'm going to McDaniel up in Westminster, Maryland for accounting.
So there you go, another 2x2. He's not too far here from Calvert Hall, so if you want to see him play next year, up at McDaniel. And we're back. This time it's not a 2x2, it's a 2x3, joined by the twins, Ashton and Alex Brown. So let's first start off, favorite class, favorite teacher here at Calvert Hall.
My favorite class is actually world history, and my favorite teacher is Mr. Cox, because I think Mr. Cox makes it, he makes world history, really fun.
What's the latest topic you've been studying?
We just had a lecture on the War of 1812, about the White House burning down at Fort McHenry.
What about you?
I'd say my favorite subject is chemistry with Miss Robinson. She just makes chemistry really easy for me.
What's the latest topic for you guys that you covered?
The latest was gas laws, but I think my favorite would be balancing equations.
Very good, very good. Let's move outside the classroom. We'll move on to the tennis court. Sometimes you guys play as singles, but you're doubles partners. What's that experience like having your twin brother next to you on the tennis court?
It's a really good experience. I'm good at volley, so I like being closer to the net, and he's good at his backhands and forehands, so he can get it over the net. He can and then the opponent, he just lobs it, and I just overhead it down. I say the same thing for him, but I say sometimes it can be challenging, but we pull through.
How long have you guys been playing tennis together?
Oh, this is our first year on the tennis team, but we've been playing tennis for, I say about 3 or 4 years.
Very good. Then also you guys have a unique experience. You guys work down at the Brothers Residence. Tell me about that experience and what your roles are down there.
Down at the Brothers Residence, I work Friday, Alex works Thursday, and what we do is just help set the table. We wash dishes, we get dishes out. Yeah. It's the same thing. I just say we sometimes check in on the brothers, see how they're doing, and yeah.
These guys are great influence on not only you guys, but everybody here at Calvert Hall, the Christian Brothers. As we wrap up the interview, you guys are going into your junior year here at Calvert Hall, right?
Yeah.
What advice would you give to our incoming students?
I would say for the incoming freshmen, I think they would get involved in like activities and get help from teachers if they need it, because it would really help them.
Yeah, I say the same thing. It would like look good on your resume.
So as twins, you guys have a lot of the same answers, same advice and everything. So that wraps up this 2x3 with the Brown twins. We're back for another 2x2. This time I'm joined by junior Connor Jarrell. Tell me a little bit about in the classroom, academically, favorite class, favorite teacher this year.
Favorite class, easily AP US History with Mr. Miz. I love history. You know, we go over all the big stuff, what happened in America, how it started, Constitution to right around 1980, and I just think it's a great class, and he does a great job of telling us how we can do well in the AP exam, but also getting us to remember things. South hates the tariff. Who hates the tariff? The South. I just think he's great with mnemonic devices and great teacher.
Was there a topic this year that you guys covered that was your favorite?
I'd say the Constitution and just like how that came to be. Constitution is a bundle of compromises. We go through like all the different compromises. All the different nuances between like the founders of our nation, George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, what they believed and how they shaped our nation. I thought that was really cool.
And Mr. Miz does a great job teaching all that with you guys.
Absolutely.
As we move outside the classroom, talk to me about some of the activities you're involved with.
So I just wrapped up JV tennis season. Do that every spring. I do It's Academic with Mr. Brown. It's kind of like Jeopardy, you know, just trivia, buzz in if you know the answer. And it's a great way to meet friends, and I think it's a great way to learn new things too. And then also I'm in Communications Club, and for that I do the Sportcast with Mason Radaball, and we do a great job just updating everybody about what's going on in the sports world, whether that be here at Calvert Hall or NBA, NFL, MLB. It's a great time. You should check it out. Great way to learn more about sports.
So it's a podcast that you guys do, and it's on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys cover all the topics, so you hear the updates on Calvert Hall and also national sports.
Yep.
As we move on, you're heading into your senior year.
Yes, sir.
Right? What advice would you give to our incoming freshman class?
To the freshmen, find an activity to get involved in, find multiple. I think it's a great way to meet new people, meet friends, and just have fun after school. You know, school doesn't just have to be, you know, learning in the classroom. It can also be about learning outside of it and having fun with your friends.
That's great advice. And we wrap up another 2x2. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2. This time we're joined by Mr. Motley, our Vice Principal for Academic Affairs, his first year here at Calvert Hall.
Yes.
Tell me about that first year.
It's been an awesome first year. I am so thrilled to be a part of the Calvert Hall community. Everyone's been so welcoming and inviting and just helping me acclimate, and I've just been really thrilled about the experience overall and just completely happy with the decision I made to join the Hall.
Now tell me a little bit about the specific roles that you have.
So I oversee academics here. So looking at our academic programs. So we're actually in the process of adding 6 more AP courses for next year. Really excited about that. In the works of creating an honors lounge for our McMullen and Brother Tom students. So just some exciting things going on in academics here at the school.
Academically, you also are in the classroom. Tell me about the class you teach.
Yes, I teach AP French. I've got right now 4 boys who are currently right now taking the AP exam. So best of luck to you guys. And looking forward to our program's increasing. I've got 5 boys next year and 6 coming up the year after that. So really excited about that.
And you mentioned new AP courses for next year. What are some of the classes we're adding?
So we've got an AP seminar for religion. We've got AP African American Studies. We've got an AP Physics C, Electronics and Mechanics. And we've also got an AP Psychology that we're doing dual enrollment as well. So I'm really just excited about the offerings that we have going on.
Now you're wrapping up your first year here. What advice would you give to our incoming students next year when they come in for their first year?
Great. So, you know, the most important thing is getting involved. I think whether it be in a club, activity, a sport, making sure that you are part of the Calvert Hall community. In addition to that, just making sure that you are very cognizant of your schedule and what that looks like. We don't want to overburden you with some very difficult courses, so kind of ease your way into Calvert Hall. And we can kind of get a sense of how you're performing and what you do best, and then make some adjustments after that. So what I would say is get involved, you know, do your best, and then we will then take it from there and go from there. So
that wraps up this 2x2, and that's great advice from Mr. Motley. It's time for another 2x2, and this time we're joined by junior Alex Los.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about, in your first 3 years here at Calvert Hall, your favorite class, your favorite teacher.
For my favorite class, I'd probably have to go honors pre-calc, taking it my junior year. And for my favorite teacher, I'd probably have to go Mr. Blake.
What about Mr. Blake makes learning math fun?
I feel like his energy that he brings to the classroom really separates him, in my eyes, from the other teachers. And kind of his metaphors or his jokes he'll throw in the class just really keep me on my toes and keep me engaged in his learning.
Well, Mr. Blake definitely keeps everyone on their toes.
He does.
Now let's talk about on the soccer field. You played this past year, the past couple of years for Coach Zincan. Tell me about
Yes,
the experience of playing for him.
Coach Zincan, he really pushes us every day. You can tell sometimes he gets frustrated with us, but that's just because he loves us. He really cares for each and every one of his players, and he really wants them to succeed on the soccer field and academically.
Let's talk about academics. You're a McMullen Scholar, so next year you're working on your capstone project. Have you started any ideas for that yet?
Me and Mr. Luzak have started brainstorming some ideas, just coming up with things that could possibly help me in my future relations. So maybe I want to do something in business related, which we also talked about. And I kind of just want to focus my capstone project on something that I'm looking to pursue in the future.
As you get ready to head into your senior year, those first 3 years went by pretty quickly. What advice would you give for the incoming freshman class?
For the incoming freshmen, I would probably say just to take advantage of every day and just kind of build relationships, because these 4 years go by so quickly. You don't know what's coming next. Just make the most of every single day here and just try to build relationships with the teachers, go see them when you need help, and just really, you can do anything here. So just be yourself.
That's great advice, and we look forward to seeing Alex's capstone project next year. And that wraps up this 2x2. We're back for another 2x2, and we're here with Robbie here, the fifth, a junior at Calvert Hall.
That's right.
Talk to me academically. Favorite class, favorite teacher at the Hall?
Favorite class this year, I got to go Dr. Eaton for physics. Physics is my favorite class, but he's a great teacher and it really helps us understand it. So yeah.
What's the latest topic or something that you really discovered this year that you really loved?
Well, we just had our exam the other day, and it was a hard one, but it was fun. I loved learning about kinematics, though, and just learning how things go through motion. It was really cool.
Going through motion takes us into the next topic. Talk to me about your experience last year in the musical.
Last year I was Bert in Mary Poppins, so that came along with getting hooked into the flight system and doing a bunch of flips through the air. And then this year I was Shakespeare in a comedy, Something Rotten.
And tell me about that experience, what goes into it, learning your lines and time management with the other activities and academics.
Yeah, it's just all about time management, like you said. It's balancing theater with school and making sure that you work on each every single day and building the relationships with the people that you learn with, too.
Any other activities you were involved in this past year?
Yeah, I did swimming and water polo this year, and I also am in band, chorus, and obviously theater.
So time management is huge for you,
yes,
involving all those activities. As you go into your next school year, what advice would you give to our incoming freshmen?
Just get involved with something and reach out to your teachers too. Don't be afraid to ask questions and don't be afraid to get involved.
You heard it here from Robbie here, the fifth, and that's another 2x2. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2. This time we're joined by freshman Cooper Callahan. Let's talk about your legacy here at Calvert Hall. Your dad and your brother are both alums. What advice did they give you when you became a Cardinal?
When I got here, they told me to get into a lot of stuff and try out for a lot of things. So, yeah.
We also talk about you're wearing the Cardinal logo here. Your dad is the co-founder of Planet, which is one of our sponsors for All Day Hall Day. He designed the logo for Calvert Hall. How do you feel about seeing that logo and wearing that logo every day?
Yeah, I see it every day, and I just can't believe that he made it. And it's different from a lot of other Cardinals. Yeah.
We talked about it's different than the Arizona Cardinal, the Louisville Cardinal. It's unique to Calvert Hall. And when you see it, you recognize Calvert Hall.
Yeah.
Now, your dad is obviously very artistically talented. So are you. Talk about your experience in the art program.
So, yeah, he got me into taught me how to draw, really, which helped me get into the art program. And I learned a lot there.
How's Mr. Doyle as an instructor?
I like him a lot. He teaches us really well.
Okay, let's talk about academically, your favorite class and your favorite teacher during your first year here at Calvert Hall.
My favorite class would have to be religion, who was taught by Miss Facey, who is also my favorite teacher.
As you get ready to wrap up freshman year, we have a new incoming class coming in next year. Your dad and your brother gave you advice. What advice would you give to the incoming freshmen?
Same advice. Get into a lot of stuff and try out for as many things and meet as many new people as you can.
So keep an eye out for that Cardinal, and that wraps up this 2x2. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2, this time joined by junior J.D. Hughes. Let's talk about in the classroom first. Academically, your favorite class, your favorite teacher during your first 3 years here at Calvert Hall.
Favorite teacher to start off with has been Dr. Miller. She's been my Latin teacher all 3 years. Before I came to the Hall, I found language pretty hard, and so took Spanish beforehand. Then I switched to Latin just to get a fresh start, and she just really helped me to find language fun, like get good at it. And then favorite class-wise, I love math, so favorite class is the class I'm currently in. Is honors, most favorable calculus. I like to push myself, so I just like to take the highest math course I can.
You talk about pushing yourself. You also push yourself with cross country and track and field. Tell me about the honors you've won individually and also as a team.
Yeah, so individually, I've gone for MIAAs, I've gone a few first place, few second places. I've also been all Metro for indoor. I was first from all Metro. As a team, we were just a really good group. The past 3 seasons, 3 years, we've won MIAA for cross country, indoor, and outdoor, which is unheard of in the MIAA. So Coach Baker has a really good team. He's a really good coach. So it's just nice to have him.
And what is your specialty with both teams?
My specialty is always distance. So cross country, everyone runs the 5K. But for indoor and outdoor, it's 1600, 3200, just anything that's longer. That's where I'm best at.
And Coach Baker, what kind of practices does he hold? What do you guys do each day in practice?
So we've practiced 6 days a week. Wednesday and Saturday, those are the harder workouts where you try and get better. Monday is a longer run. Days in between are just easy runs. You can't take things too hard all the time running or you'll get injured. So he really, especially postseason, he's always there for us just to help us get better. So he doesn't have it's not part of his job to be there in the postseason, but he does it because he wants to have the best team possible.
Keep you guys training all year long.
Yeah.
Now you found success in the classroom and on the track field and cross country. What advice would you have for incoming freshmen?
Just to use your free periods. Freshman year, I didn't use that. Made it tough, especially in doing homework at home. You just want to get all that stuff done during free periods so you can just get home and get to bed early.
That wraps up this 2x2 with JD. We're back and it's time for another 2x2. You might wonder why the class of 76 yearbook is missing. It's out on the table here as we're joined by Charlie Matze, class of 1976. Charlie's been at Calvert Hall for 46 years
46.
now. Lots of memories. You're retiring at the end of the year.
I am.
I know we can't do this all in 2 minutes, but we're going to try.
Okay.
Talk about some of the just special people you taught, the teachers you worked with, just the experience of 46 years here at the Hall.
46 years has been a long time. If you add my 4 years as a student, it's actually 50 years that I've been at Calvert Hall. Right. Just like Joe Baker, we were classmates together, started at the same time. The experience at Calvert Hall is kind of special in that Calvert Hall is all about the brotherhood. It's all about family. It's all about going beyond just the classroom education. It's about an experience that the kids have. And it's a good experience for the teachers too. When you come into Calvert Hall as either a student or a teacher, you get involved with more than just education. You become part of teams, part of club activities. You actually have an entirety of experiences open to you. All you have to do is reach out and be a part of one of them. I got started early because I was asked to be the cross-country coach. Loved cross-country. It was an incredible group of guys back in those days. I'm sure it is today as well. I know a lot of them who are running on the cross-country track teams. But we formed family there as well. Small family group. We did things together. We went and competed together, but we always made it fun. And it was always a growing experience for them. I moderated a couple of activities as well. I enjoyed being part of baseball. I helped with Coach Winicky and Coach Kerr with that. I did a couple of other activities. I helped start the STEM program here at Calvert Hall. I helped start the McMullen program here at Calvert Hall. And I started the Science National Honor Society at Calvert Hall. So I've been a part of things that are new and exciting and dynamic that make the experience at Calvert Hall good for the students. And I think that's really important.
Like we said, a lot that you've been involved in that we certainly couldn't cover in 2 minutes, but a big thing you touched on was family. And certainly for you and for me, family's a big part of Calvert Hall. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I always boast, and I think this is a good boast, that there has been someone in my family here at Calvert Hall continuously since 1967. Right. It's an unbroken chain. My brothers and I, because there were 4 of us in the family who went to Calvert Hall, my own son and many of my nephews attended here. That tradition is actually going to continue, so I think it's a good thing.
Special honor, you're going to be honored in June. Affiliated Christian Brother. I know that's an emotional award for you. Talk about that a little bit.
So the brothers here at Calvert Hall actually nominated me. which I'm forever grateful for. It goes through a process being sent up through the district and over to Rome for final approval. I know that my recognition is very special for me personally because of the connection to Calvert Hall as a family tradition in our house. But it's also kind of important for, I think, new teachers to see that an experience of staying with a mission, and that's really what this is, a mission and a vocation like Calvert Hall, is recognized for good service and the contributions that you make as a teacher or in any of the staff positions as well. I follow some big names, the Clarys, Frank and Shirley, John Thaler and Augie Maselli, and now Lou Heidrick. And of course, with Joe Baker and I being affiliated at the same time is quite an honor.
The Mount Rushmore of Calvert Hall.
I hope that I make that.
Now, you're heading into retirement. Any special plans for retirement?
So far, there are two things that I want to do. A lot of people don't know, but I ride motorcycles, and I'm going to be participating in what's known as the Patriot Guard. We're going to do dignified transfers of military who died on duty or veterans who've died. We'll escort them to their final resting place. So I'm looking forward to doing that because when my son passed, they were there for us and they stood the line, as they say. I'm hoping to join the police auxiliary down in Howard County and be a part of that because I think I can make a contribution. And I'm also going to be, believe it or not, trying to take up curling. It's always a fascinating sport for me and I want to try it.
So you're retiring, but you're going to stay pretty active.
I think I'm probably going to be more active in retirement than I've been in teaching, although teaching has been a wonderful challenge for me.
Now, I think when your last day here at Calvert Hall, you should ride off on a motorcycle.
I'm seriously thinking about doing that.
I
think that would be a great way to end a career.
Let's do it. Yep. And what a career it's been. And that wraps up this 2x2 with Mr. Matse. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2. This time we're joined by senior Isan Watkins. Let's talk about in the classroom first. Favorite teacher, favorite class here in the 4 years at Calvert Hall?
Favorite teacher last 4 years, I got to go with Mr. Hallman, my favorite English teacher. Favorite subject, I would say my honors government and American history class.
What was special about Mr. Hallman?
He just brought the energy in every class, you know what I mean? He just made the class like so much more fun and enjoyable, and honestly, he made the material like teachable and learnable for me.
You and I have spent some time together on the scoreboard at the basketball games, and you also do scoreboard for the varsity lacrosse team. Tell me about that experience.
So for basketball, honestly, it was like a surreal experience. You know what I mean? It was just one of those things where like you just get to come out to the games, you set up the scoreboard you do this stuff behind the scenes, and you just go out there for the atmosphere and just the vibes and the people there. And honestly, it was just fun being able to watch your Calvert Hall basketball team, knowing that you set up the scoreboard for them. And for lacrosse, honestly, I've been doing it all since I got here. Freshman year, I managed JV. Sophomore year, junior year, senior year, I've been managing varsity since. And honestly, it's just been a blast just being able to just run the scoreboard for them, just help the guys win, and just make sure everything's running properly for them.
You're headed to Towson next fall. Is that something you want to pursue at Towson?
It is something I want to pursue at Towson, yes.
When we were on the scoreboard for basketball a little bit, you kind of helped me out a lot because I was just doing the clock, but you were doing all the stuff on the scoreboard, putting the rosters in, the fouls, and everything. So a little bit more detail on your job.
Yeah, so honestly, it was a daunting experience at first, just because I didn't really know what I was doing, honestly. And then usually it just took me like a game or two, and then I got used to it. It was just adding all the points, adding rosters, subs. The subs were a constant thing that you had to do all the time because basketball is a fast-paced game with all the subs going in and out of the game constantly. And
I always got on you about the jump ball. We had to figure out whose jump ball was, whose possession it was. I know we talked about that a lot.
That is true.
So we had fun doing that during basketball, and I know you enjoyed it during lacrosse as well. As you get ready to graduate from here from Calvert Hall, the 4 years flew by. What advice would you give to the incoming freshman class?
I would say to the freshmen, honestly, just enjoy the time that you have here and make new connections and friends. You guys aren't going to know each other. You just got to enjoy the moment while you're in it, but don't get too ahead of yourself and just be present and just be mindful to new things. That's my advice.
That's great advice, and we look forward to seeing him behind the scenes at Towson next year. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2. This time we're joined by junior Mark Bondane.
Hi.
Tell me a little bit about your first 3 years here at Calvert Hall. Who has been your favorite teacher and your favorite class?
So my first 3 years here at the Hall have been amazing. Learned a lot of things, like how to be independent, a lot of time management. Right now, currently, my favorite teachers are Mr. Zinn and Miss Rue. They just have been really good at helping me manage and learn new things and grow my ambition for education.
And what classes did they teach you?
So Miss Rue is my physics teacher, and Mr. Zinn is my honors anatomy and physiology teacher.
And you talked to me about one of your favorite topics in the
Anatomy
class. Thank you.
That is right now it's homeostasis. I feel like it was also one of like the easier topics. It's like internal imbalance and maintenance in your body, how your body reacts to bad things and like helps you like just like get like healthier and all that.
Now we also talked about you're one of only 2 juniors involved in a senior course as dual enrollment. Explain that to me.
So dual enrollment, Calvert Hall partners with NDMU, Notre Dame of Maryland University, and basically they provide courses for us to take here at the Hall. And right now, one of those courses I'm taking is honors anatomy, dual enrollment. And as long as you have like a good enough grade, right now I have like a 99, so I'm pretty chill.
So I think you're doing okay then.
Yeah, I think I'm doing okay. You'll get college credit. So after I finish this class, I get 4 credits for like science. So yeah, it's really like helpful and useful for me.
I know you still have one more year here at Calvert Hall, but any thoughts about college, what you're looking at right now?
Not necessarily right now. You know, there's like a lot of options, a lot of variety, and I'm still exploring right now my interests. But other than that, maybe like UMD, UMBC, maybe in-state. Yeah.
We also talked about some activities you're involved in. Tell me about the sports and the activities you participate in.
So throughout my years in the Hall, I played volleyball. I was on JV for 2 years, and this year I'm on varsity. JV, we won the MIAA championship, so that was a really good memory. And for activities, I'm on ASA, Asian Student Association. And one of the big things we've done this year is MAPASAC. So that's like all the schools, like all their Asian student, like all their Asian clubs, blah, blah, blah. Like they get together and we just like celebrate Asian culture. And that was really fun.
As you head into your senior year, what advice would you give to incoming freshmen?
Advice would be just keep studying, you know, like you can have fun, but you know, you can't really have fun when your grades are like bad. And I guess like I could have like a little experience on that, but now like I'm definitely doing way better. And yeah, just stay motivated, try to find your passion.
Sounds like you're doing all right in the classroom now.
Yeah, definitely.
And that wraps up this 2x2.
Thank you.
It's time for another 2x2, and we're joined by Mr. Lusak. First, I'm going to talk about outside the classroom, your activities here. You moderate the ski club. Tell me about some of the trips that they go on.
So usually 2 to 3 times a year, we will go to Round Top or some of the other close ski resorts, and we all get on a coach bus Friday after school, head up there, and we ski through the evening. We come back, and the guys are usually pretty tired at that point,
Right.
but we have a ton of fun. Everybody's out on the slopes, just having a good time.
You're out on the slopes as well? You've been skiing a long time?
Occasionally. I've been skiing since I was a little guy in Minnesota and in Colorado when I lived there. Occasionally I get out with the guys, but most of the time I try to chaperone and stay.
Be the moderator.
Close to the phone, yeah.
All right, now we're going to bring it back into the building. Academically, you are the moderator of the McMullen Scholars Program. Tell me a little bit about that program and especially the capstone.
Sure. So the guys are able to join that program as they come in as freshmen. It's a big process where we interview those candidates and we bring them into a very high academic environment. Most of those guys are taking anywhere between 4 and 6 honors or AP type courses all the way through their time. And that prepares them for their senior year where they're going to do their big capstone project. This is a culmination of everything they do throughout the year, or the years, I should say. And they will write a 20-plus page research paper on a topic that's passionate to them. They will take the entire year to do that and then have a big presentation. Our symposium wasn't long ago, and they present that to family, friends, and all the students.
Now, I don't want to single any people out, but were there any that stood out in the last year?
There were a couple. One was on looking at new kind of alloys and being able to kind of almost 3D print metals. A very interesting one that I was totally enthralled with. We had a couple of other really good ones dealing with environmental things like the Chesapeake Bay that were hit really close to home in Maryland. Those were some of the ones I'd talk about there.
One of the questions we've been asking all the people we interview, as a teacher here at Calvert Hall, what advice would you give to the incoming freshmen?
The incoming freshmen, I would say be ready. Specifically, this is going to be something very different than what they're used to, and it can move at a little faster pace. So if you start looking at how to schedule and how to be prepared on a daily basis, this is only going to help you with your classwork.
There you go. More great advice as we wrap up this 2x2. We're back. It's time for another 2x2. This time we're joined by senior Nate Miller. Let's talk about in the classroom here at Calvert Hall. Favorite class, favorite teacher?
Favorite class would have to be AP Gov. I mean, I really enjoyed it this year, learning about the U.S. Constitution, the political machine in America, and getting a better understanding of how our government actually works.
And who was the teacher for that class?
Oh, Miss Miller. She did a great job preparing us for the AP exam. She had a lot of fun in class with us. I mean, we had debates with each other constantly. We talked about politics, of course, and also about the Orioles.
I know she's a huge Oriole fan. She's probably struggling a little bit right now with the way they're playing, but hopefully they'll pick up the season a little bit.
I hope so, too. I mean, day one of the class, she showed us a picture of her with the current president at the time, which was Joe Biden, who was at an O's game, actually. She seems to have a deep history with them.
Let's move outside the classroom. You're involved in a lot of clubs here at Calvert Hall. Talk to me about that.
Oh, yeah, a lot of vocal music. I'm in the Hallman, which is our big choir singing group. I'm in the Madrigals, which is our more professional singing group, but a smaller one. Corridors, which is our pop a cappella group. And me and my friends this year actually formed the Lobby Lads, which is our own barbershop quartet.
Now, with those musical groups, you took a trip to France. Tell me about that.
Oh, yeah, France was amazing. I love the culture there. The food there was amazing, particularly breakfast. Whenever you go to, if you ever go to France, I hope you do. The French breakfast is absolutely amazing. I know croissants, everyone knows that, croissants, baguettes, but personally my favorite was pain au chocolat. It's basically just a French croissant with chocolate in it. It's amazing.
Sounds delicious. Now, where are you headed next year for college?
Well, next year for college, I'm heading off to UMD College Park, pursuing a major in political science, and then from there, hopefully going on to law school. I want to become a defense attorney.
Now, as you get ready to join Maryland as a freshman, what advice would you give to our incoming freshman class here at Calvert Hall?
I'd say don't be afraid to try stuff out, Like, it took me a very long time to figure out what I was good at and what I should keep doing. And it's never too late to change your mind about something. I mean, just last year, I wanted to do engineering. But going into Gov this year, I realized more and more I love politics and government. So I want to become a lawyer now. It's never too late to change what you want to become.
That wraps up this 2x2 with some great advice from Nate. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2. This time, we're joined by sophomore Jackson Crenshaw. Let's talk about academically. In the classroom, favorite class, favorite teacher?
So my favorite class would be AP World History, taught by Mr. Fan, and my favorite teacher would be Mr. Brown. I had him freshman year, and he's very encouraging. He also coaches me in tennis, and he's just always looking out. And I meet him a lot in public. I met him at Chick-fil-A last week.
What about what class does he teach you?
He teaches Honors Algebra 2.
Okay, and then let's go to Mr. Fan's class as well. Favorite subject or topic that you guys just talked about?
So we just talked about the Cold War right before our AP exam, and it was very interesting, and he was able to get through it very fast. He got through it with within a week.
All right, let's move outside the classroom, academically or club-wise, activity-wise.
Got it.
There's a club that you're involved in. You're the president of. Tell me about that club.
A Crokinole Club. It's run by Mr. Ufnar, and it's basically this Canadian board game where you play on this giant wooden circle board, and you flick these little pucks, and it's kind of like curling because you try to get as close to the middle, and the other opponent can knock out the other pieces.
And you're the president of that club.
I am.
Very good. There's another club you're involved in. It involves food. Tell me about that club.
Culinary Club, also run by Mr. Fan. We go out restaurant outings, and we try out different foods, and he always Mr. Fan always talks about how they're made. We also get opportunities to cook our own food. We had a pizza outing recently.
Very good. Last thing I'm going to ask you, you're going into your junior year, 2 years done here at Calvert Hall, 2 more to go. What advice would you give to our incoming freshmen?
I would say to join as many clubs as possible. I'd say as many as you can join. You can meet new friends, meet new teachers. That's why I've met a lot of my friends and my favorite teachers like Mr. Brown.
That wraps up this 2x2. That's great advice from Jackson. Here we are with another 2x2 with senior Chris Bowie-Denier, a member of the peer ministry, campus ministry, the admissions homeroom. Let's start with peer ministry. Tell me a little bit about that experience and what that involves.
Yeah, so peer ministry is really a big group of guys here. I think we're around in our 30s to 40 range. And we're really in charge of leading the 4-year retreat program here at Calvert Hall. And that's really for you to get in touch with other guys, learn a little bit about your faith life if that's what you're interested in, and really just interact with each other. And we're kind of just your guys here on campus to talk to.
Yeah, you also talk about campus ministry, and you talked about some of the retreat programs and immersion trips that you've gone on. Tell me some of the trips you've gone on, and what was your favorite one?
So I went last year to Chicago, Illinois. That was an immersion trip last year, and that was one of the best experiences of my life. Down there, we worked a lot with the homeless, and we worked in poverty, and we worked on an urban farm, which was a great experience. and got to see a Cub game as well. And yeah, it was just an all-around great experience with a couple of guys throughout the entire grade levels.
When you were there, was it windy?
It was
Windy City?
windy, and it actually snowed a little bit on the Sunday that we came back, so that was a nice sight to see.
Very good. We also talked about your college plans. You're staying here in the state of Maryland. You're going to be a Terp next year.
I will.
What made you choose Maryland?
So Maryland for me has always been a dream school. My entire family has gone there. I've always grown up going to games and going around the city, and it's just been a great environment for me since I was a kid. I used to go to Maryland Day all the time. So for me, it's definitely a dream come true.
Very good. And then in the classroom, what's your favorite class right now and your favorite teacher? Somebody that's really influenced you while you were here.
I'd say right now my favorite class is AP Lit with Mr. Sundell. I think he just has a lot of great advice to offer. He definitely teaches the student first and teaches the subject second. And just the information that he has passed on to us and how he's helped us prepared for the exam later in May, I think will definitely help me for the rest of my life.
So you're getting ready to graduate. You'll be heading out of here after a great 4 years here. What advice would you give to incoming freshmen?
My biggest piece of advice for incoming freshmen is not being afraid to get your hands dirty. There's so many opportunities here at Calvert Hall, and there's definitely something for you, and there's going to be many things for you. So don't be afraid to just dive in and get your hands dirty and get ready to work.
Get ready to work if you're going to be a future Cardinal, and that's another 2x2. It's time for another 2x2, and we're here with Jack Harper, a junior here at Calvert Hall.
Yes, sir.
Member of the football team. You had a chance to play in the Turkey Bowl with Towson this past year. Talk about that experience.
So I was the starting guard for our Turkey Bowl team. It was a great experience. Got to school super early. Went to Towson pre-games. It was a great time. It's a great experience. You get to meet a bunch of people, a bunch of alumni rooting for you. There's nothing like that atmosphere. It's a great experience.
You guys got the victory this past year over
course.
Loyola, so that's always
Yeah.
a big deal as well. You remember the comp club with Miss Lackey? Talk
Yeah.
about that experience and what you're involved in with that.
So I mostly commentate the baseball games based off of my schedule. I love watching the baseball team. We're really great. I commentate with Deacon Riley, and we mostly have a lot of fun commentating. It's always a good time.
Also, we talked to Deacon earlier, and you guys did a camp together.
Yes, sir.
Volunteer camp. Talk about that.
So we went to Camp Spencer over the summer to help less fortunate kids with us, and just played games with them. Was our own. We were counselors. Played games, swam, and had a whole bunch of fun. It was a good time.
Very good. And then we talked about your favorite class or your favorite teacher. Who would you say that is?
Senora Hardesty. Love her class. Love the way she interacts with students. Teaches me Spanish, so that's great to have, and just a great time in her class. Love it.
As you head into your senior year, what advice would you give to incoming freshmen?
Learn time management. That's the big thing here. Need to know your time management. Use your frees wisely. Go to the library, study, do all that good stuff.
That's great advice for incoming students. That's another 2x2. It's time for another 2x2. We're joined by sophomore Hudson Vera.
Yep.
It's good to see you. Tell me a little bit about your favorite class here in your first few years at Calvert Hall and who that teacher was.
Well, last year I had honors pre-calc with Mr. Baker. It was tough, but he definitely helped me out a lot, especially when I was struggling during a couple subjects. He had time to meet with me in his office, and I came and we did test corrections and helped me study. So it became a lot easier after that.
So Mr. Baker was always there for you guys. Anytime, his office was right outside my office, and students would come by there all the time and go in for extra tutoring and extra help.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of your involvement. I know you're in a lot of clubs.
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk about its academic team and the involvement with that and what that takes.
Yeah, our team is very good. We won the past 3 out of 4 years. We lost this year to Loyola. We got second place. We're definitely a big team. We're so big sometimes we have to split up at competitions. Competitions are either here or at other schools in its academic program. And if they're somewhere else, sometimes we get out early to take a bus there. Once we're there, we wait a little bit, and then we go to rooms with other teams, and we each get split up into 2 different sections. There's turn-based, and then there's sort of like Jeopardy, where you have to click the buzzer and answer as fast as you can.
What's your specialty in its academic? What's your topic that you like?
I do math and science, a lot of physics and biology. I definitely specialize in that. We have a lot of people at the club specialize in 1 or 2 different things, and then we put them all at the same time, so at least one person can answer the question. It's a team game, so everyone definitely needs to help out the team, not just.
And Mr. Brown's your moderator for that.
Yeah.
Tell me about how he prepared you guys for the competitions.
Every Tuesdays and Fridays we meet in room 111, and or 107, depending on if 111 is busy. And we all meet, we put the chairs together, and he starts reading off some questions out of some books to prepare us. We mostly focus on the time-based one. We don't do term-based most of the time, but we definitely do a lot to prepare. He reads us a lot harder questions than we're going to be asked, so we can
the
prepare.
competition.
Yep.
All right, as we wrap up the interview here, you're going into your junior year. Talk about the goals you have coming back to Calvert Hall in September for junior year.
Yeah, I definitely want to take as many hard classes as I can to prepare for college at a college preparatory school, of course.
Correct.
And I definitely want to keep pushing with Milan, my clubs, to help out and maybe even help out in Calvert Hall as well. Take a leadership role, possibly.
There you go. Looking to be a leader next year, and that wraps up a 2x2 with Hudson. It's time for another 2x2, and we're here with junior Dorian Jackson.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to talk about a couple of things with you. First of all, let's talk about your involvement with the speech and debate team and what Dr. Susko brings to that program.
Dr. Susko is just phenomenal. His ability to kind of teach us through rounds, different rounds. I've been partners with Charlie Schaefer. You know, he's been phenomenal in the debate program. He's a senior, currently leaving next year. But just Dr. Susko helped me with my research ability. It's definitely helped me, in my academics here at Calvert Hall, and just the opportunities that have afforded me. I went to Harvard last year as well. So, it's just a great program overall.
Great experience with that program. Now we talk about another unique experience, and we're going to reveal something here that maybe some people didn't know. What was the experience you had at the Turkey Bowl last year?
Turkey Bowl was amazing. I was the mascot for the pregame show and for the first half at the Turkey Bowl. Team spirit for me at Calvert Hall is something very important. And I just wanted to bring the energy, get the fans, get my classmates fired up so that we can ultimately help the football team.
And you brought them to victory.
Yes, sir.
Talk about other victories. You're a member of the lacrosse program. You're a FOGO.
Yes, sir.
Tell the folks what a FOGO is, and your coach is Jeremy Rualo, class of '93. Tell me about that relationship with Jeremy.
So FOGO is a face-off midfielder, so you'll usually see me at the beginning of the games or after every goal scored. And it's a very, very tough position. You have to understand technique. It's a mental and physical battle at the end of the day. And Coach Rallo has been very influential with me in these last couple of years. I met him beginning of my sophomore year, and him just being devoted to me and just training me every since then. You could see my game just transformed completely.
You talk about your game and your goals moving into your senior year. Also looking to get recruited for lacrosse. Any leads on that right now? Where do you look for that?
I'm kind of open. A couple D1 schools have reached out, but I'm just kind of focused on the season, trying to make sure we come victorious come late May.
And then going into your senior year as well. As a senior, what advice would you give to incoming freshmen?
Don't change your study habits. I think that was something that I focused on my freshman year. It's definitely you're on yourself. It's very you're very individual here. But I think that's when that helps you and changes you to become a Calvert Hall man.
So this is the third year you've done a 2x2. We're going to look for you next year as a senior.
Yes, sir.
And that wraps up this 2x2. We're back for another 2x2, and we're joined by Mr. Steve Hooper, class of 1977. When you were here as a student, talk to me about the most influential teachers you had.
Doug, two of them were brothers.
Okay.
Brother Talbot Ramsbottom, with a very unlikely name, but what a big heart, such a good mind, and such a power to influence a young guy. I remember being on a free period one day around lunchtime, and I wandered into the bio lab, and he mentioned to me that he thought I would make a good midshipman. So I took that to heart. He was the kind of guy that if he had said the sun wasn't going to rise tomorrow, I think I would have believed it.
Okay.
I had another teacher, Brother Tommy Dunn. He taught me physics. He was kind of eccentric. His Great Dane, Reagan was the name of that dog, would often be on the floor during a physics lab. But he was very kind of eccentric, but again, a brother with another big heart, another good mind, and a good way of teaching physics, which was one of my very favorite subjects here. That and trig, which reminds me of Brother John Lawless, another wonderful brother who's passed, but just a gentle heart and a good mind. These people really affected me.
So certainly Christian Brothers had a clear effect on you.
Yes.
After you graduated from Calvert Hall, you did go to the Naval Academy, and then you came back to Calvert Hall. You've been here 40 years now. And tell me about the classes that you're teaching now.
I'm teaching juniors, so we just passed through term paper season, and teach sophomores where we're going through some poetry and short stories. Again, it's the classes are different boys, and always get different reactions to the work we go through, and that's always been exciting to me as a teacher.
Now I got to touch on this subject. Back in '89, when I was a senior here at Calvert Hall, I had you for journalism class. We talked about synesthesia. I think I have that term correct.
Yes, you do.
All right, it's where one sense reminds you of another experience.
Yeah, sin together, aesthesia, these feelings and senses coming together.
And I'll never forget your example of that was Men in Speed Stick reminded you of Plebe Summer.
That's the underarm deodorant.
There you go. There you go.
Always made me think of Plebe Summer when it was sort of an intense time, high humidity, and those senses would be very activated.
There you go. So 40 years later, we still remember that experience in journalism class in 1989.
That's very exciting.
It's unbelievable. I still talk to my classmates about that. So we wrap up another 2x2 with Mr. Hooper. It's time for another 2x2, and we're joined by Carter Bell, a sophomore here at Calvert Hall. Let's get started with in the classroom first. Talk to me about your favorite teacher in your favorite class this year.
Yeah, so this year I think my favorite teacher is Mr. Matze in his chemistry class. I've always really loved chemistry, and he's been doing it for so long. He taught my dad. He's just a really good teacher. Really love his class.
So you touched on that. Your dad's an alum as well?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember what year you graduated?
I think it's 90-something.
90-something. So Mr. Matze has been around a while, taught your dad and taught you. Obviously taught a lot of students during his 40-plus years here at Calvert Hall. Let's talk about outside the classroom. I learned about weekly drop-ins. Tell me what's that all about.
So chapel prayer drop-in is an opportunity for students and teachers to come into the chapel and pray with either a student or a teacher. There's a lot of different periods available, but it's usually my time is day 3, period 1. I have it with Miss Ladke, and it's just a time for people to come and grow in their faith.
Perfect. And then you also talked about you're involved, is it peer ministry or peer leadership that you're involved with?
Yeah, so peer ministry. I'm on the leadership team for that for next year. I kind of got involved with it by I wanted to find a way to grow in my faith life and grow closer to God and my peers, and through that it's really helped me develop some really good life skills and good connections, and I'm excited to continue with it.
Perfect. And those skills that you're learning as you move into your next school year here at Calvert Hall, what advice would you give to incoming freshmen?
I think the advice I would give to freshmen is to get involved and to really branch out as soon as possible. Some of the best friends I've made have just been through people who I wouldn't have really ever thought I would be friends with. And I did that through joining a bunch of clubs and getting in on some of these great opportunities the Hall offers us.
So you heard it there. Get involved at the Hall. And that wraps up this 2x2. It's time for another 2x2. I'm joined by freshman Declan Mackley. Declan, you're a legacy here at Calvert Hall. Your dad's an alum, your brother's an alum, and your grandfather was a football coach here at one point, right?
Yes, sir.
So you kind of grew up with Calvert Hall. What advice did they all give you when you got here as a freshman?
They always told me to just get involved. There's countless opportunities here at Calvert Hall. Not only during free periods, but also in clubs. I was in the ski club, and I mean that was really fun. And there's I think over 50 clubs here, and yeah, it's awesome.
So talk a little bit about ski club. I'm not a skier. I'm afraid to fall down the hill. Tell me about your skiing skills and where you guys headed on your ski trip.
Oh, we headed to Liberty. You take a bus with about 30 guys up to Liberty. It's a great time. And
did you jump moguls and all that stuff, or you just go straight down the hill?
I just go straight down the hill.
Okay.
I'm
not hitting the hills and all, being an Olympic skier yet?
Not yet.
Okay. So let's go back to the classroom. You talked to me about your favorite teacher and your favorite class this past year.
My favorite class is probably history. I haven't been the best at history, but Mr. Cox has really guided me through it, and he's a fun teacher. He's a great guy to talk to, and he's awesome.
So he's increasing your love of history.
Yes.
Helping you out there. All right, as we wrap up your freshman year here at Calvert Hall, we have another incoming class next year. What advice would you give to them?
Just take advantage of the time, take it all in. Free periods, don't just sit on your computer. Either do your homework maybe, even go outside and play a game. Right now we're playing hacky sack outside every free period, and it's an awesome time.
SAC is definitely back at Calvert Hall. We've interviewed a couple guys who've been playing that, but that's other great advice. Use your free time, get your homework done, meet other guys here at Calvert Hall, and that wraps up this 2x2 with Declan.
Thank you.
Thank you, bud. Another 2x2 with senior Charlie Schaefer. Let's talk first about your 4 years here at Calvert Hall, your favorite class and your favorite teacher that had the most influence on you.
Sure. I would say that my favorite class was history, specifically AP US history my junior year with Mr. Miz, who's also my favorite teacher. Something about that class that is like really great is there's this culture of like striving for the 5, which is like the maximum score you can get on the AP exam. So I really liked the way he motivated us as students and like made it a really fun experience after school.
Another fun experience that you've been involved in, you're involved in the speech and debate team, won a lot of awards with that. You have a big competition coming up. Tell me about that competition and what the preparation that goes into that.
Yeah, so I'm on the policy debate team at Calvert Hall, which is like a subset of speech and debate as a whole. We qualified for the like National Catholic Championship, which is over Memorial Day weekend in DC. So the way we were able to do that is there was like a state qualifier that my partner Grant and I won. And it's going to be, so like we have about a month left. So we'll be doing practices like once or twice a week. But a lot of the work gets done at home, like preparing files and evidence and like practicing and whatnot. That gets done on our own time.
All right, and then we talked about you're heading to college in Atlanta next year. Tell me about the college you're going to and why you chose that college.
Yeah, so I'm going to Emory University next year in Atlanta. I chose it for a couple reasons. I think it's like a good school for my major, which is like pre-law and political science, but also like I want to continue doing debate in college, and I got to meet the coaches and the team, and I really enjoyed it. I thought they were all great, and I think it would like I pictured myself on the team and like having fun there, which I think is important when choosing a college. Like you want to picture yourself there, and that's what I did, and I really loved it. I loved the campus. I loved everything about it. Warmer weather. So that really is what influenced my decision.
Yeah, Atlanta's a great city. You're going to enjoy your 4 years there, just like you did here at Calvert Hall. You have a younger brother who's a junior, and you have some other younger brothers who may be coming to be Cardinals in the
Yeah,
future.
it could be.
What advice would you give to them as they get ready to embark on their high school careers?
Yeah, so I think you don't really find the rhythm right away when you come to Calvert Hall, and really any high school. It's hard like transitioning from middle school to high school, and there's like lots of like moving parts about Calvert Hall, like the 6-day schedule. It really keeps you on your toes. So like it might take some time, but you really want to like work on establishing a rhythm and like knowing what your usual schedule is, what your pattern is, and just like continuing to repeat that, like studying at the right time and stuff, and like learning how to manage all the time that you now have on your hands.
That's great advice from Charlie, and that's another 2x2. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2. This time we're joined by senior Joey Faraday. Now, Joey, your dad's an alum, and your mom is the school nurse. What advice did they give you when you became a Cardinal?
They really just wanted me to have fun. My dad played soccer here, won a gold jacket, just really wanted to take in all the opportunities I could have, and yeah.
Now, you told me that you have a great baseball story. Tell me about that story.
So basically, Miss Lackey behind the camera, I emailed her before the baseball season. I was like, can I join the communications club to commentate a few baseball games? I had a lot of friends who were on the team, and she's like, yeah, of course. So I signed up and commentate a few games and had a good time. And then Caleb Stein, who was the main commentator all season, actually went down with a concussion, and he was out. And I needed to fill in for his role. He was also a team manager, so I filled in for him, was the main play-by-play for about a week. Coach Kerr, we talked a little bit. He asked me to stay with the team and be a manager, so it was really fun. Got to spend time with the guys for like the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season. It was really, really cool experience. One of my favorite experiences here at the Hall.
You also said you have a great story about Mr. Baker. Share that story with us.
Mr. Baker is pretty much the main reason I'm here at Calvert Hall, main reason my mom works here. It was on the welcome night. We were talking. I was between here and I won't say the other school, but you can probably guess. We were talking to different people. I was still making my decision between the two schools, and we had a conversation with Mr. Baker. Mr. Baker, he was just welcoming, funny, and made me feel like, man, this is the place for me, and this is where I want to go.
Mr. Baker made this place feel welcome for all of us, and we remember him this year as we wrap up this 2x2. It's time for another 2x2, and this time we're joined by junior Silas Webb. Let's talk about in the classroom, your favorite class, your favorite teacher during your first 3 years here at Calvert Hall.
So my favorite class has got to be English 3 this year, along with my favorite teacher is Ms. Hauser, who teaches the course. She gives us a lot of freedom, and just the environment in the classroom is just the best I've had all year.
Talk to me about a favorite subject or favorite topic you guys covered this year.
So my favorite topic would be the book we just finished up reading, The Great Gatsby. It's a great book. We even got to watch the movie. Great plot, and it was just a lot of fun watching that with the classmates.
All right, let's move on to outside the classroom, some activities you're involved in. Let's talk about baseball. You're a member of the varsity baseball team. Yes. What position do you play, and how'd the season go?
I am a first baseman, and our season didn't end the way we wanted to, but the friendships and relationships we built along the way were probably the best thing that we had this season.
Now, one of your roles, Coach Schwartz, who's an alum here as well, he gave you a unique job on the team this year. What was that job?
So my duty this year was to grab foul balls that were hit outside of the field, or sometimes in the field. But the energy that came along with that, he asked me to go 110% for every foul ball. So whenever one was hit down the line to right field, I would get on my horse and I'd run as fast as I can, try to beat out any of the other players on the other team that were trying to beat me to it.
Now, we also saw you in the parking lot a few times. And how many lost balls were there out of all the foul balls hit this year?
I mean, out of all of them, I think there were only maybe 3. So
3 out of over probably 100.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Let's move on. You're getting ready for your senior year. What advice would you give to incoming student athletes?
So some advice I would give would be use your free periods wisely, and don't be afraid to go to teachers for help. That's a big thing I gotta maintain, because sometimes I don't do the best in the classroom, but teachers are very willing to help anybody.
That wraps up this 2x2 with Silas, and that's great advice. Make sure you see your teachers for extra help. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2, this time joined by Mr. Rob Smith. Now, Rob, you have many talents involved in a lot of activities here at Calvert Hall. Let's start with the band program.
Okay, I do the symphonic band, which is our middle-level concert band. I do the big band, which is our middle-level jazz ensemble. I run the combo, which is a small group just focused on improvisational jazz, which I love. I also run the string ensemble, which this year is really cool. We've got like 20-something guys. We're doing really cool music this year. Come out to the chamber ensemble concert. And then I also teach jazz theory and improvisation. We have 2 levels of that now, which is really cool.
Now, what's your favorite instrument?
My favorite instrument? Oh man, if I had to pick one instrument to play and to listen to forever, it would be the piano. It wouldn't even be close. If I could go back in time and not learn to play the bass and learn to play the piano instead, I would have done that, yeah.
Very good. Now let's move outside the band room, outside the classroom. A lot of outdoor activities that you're involved in. Tell me about some of the clubs you moderate.
We started a new club this year. It's so super cool, the Clay Target Club. 10 years ago, I was asked to do that and was told immediately, don't even talk about it. And I said, okay, so I didn't talk about it. And this year we had a student approach me and I said, I don't think it's gonna work. And he said, oh, yes, it is. And it did. Dr. Moore loved the idea and we're doing it. We're having a lot of fun. It's really great.
Also, during the summertime, you spend some time out fishing. Tell me about your fishing
skills.
skills.
We run a little fishing camp here. We have the young guys come in and gals as well, and we go fishing in various places around the county. We have a lot of fun. It's great.
You set any records with your fishing yet?
No. We catch lots of small fish. Maybe numbers records we break. We had one guy catch maybe a catfish that big last year, and that the kids lost their mind over that. Yeah.
Now let's talk about the incoming freshman class. What advice would you give to our class coming in
My
September?
advice to the new guys coming in is take advantage of what you've got here. Oftentimes you don't realize what you have until it's too late. Come in here realizing you've got a ton of people that care about you. That's really cool. And you've got a ton of opportunities to do so much stuff. Like get your feet in the water and do something.
I like how you wrap that up with feet in the water from being a fishing monitor.
Oh, yeah.
So that wraps up this 2x2 with Mr. Smith. It's a 2x2, and we're here with senior Steven Jansen, and he's going to tell me a little bit about the experience that he's going to have at Elon and the special program you got down there.
Yeah, so I got into the Business Fellows program at Elon. It's a group of 60 kids per grade that get into it, and there's a lot of study abroad trips and certifications that you get there.
What were you involved with here at Calvert Hall that got you interested in that program at Elon?
I just took a bunch of business kind of oriented classes like AP economics and accounting.
Okay. Also outside of the classroom here at Calvert Hall, you're a member of the liturgy band, and you told me the jazz band?
Yeah.
Okay. Talk about those experiences and how you enhance the musical experiences.
Yeah, so I play piano for both bands. Liturgy band, we play for the school-wide masses. So it's just great to be able to like share that worship experience with the entire student body. And then jazz bands, I'm in the jazz orchestra and jazz combo. So the jazz orchestra is basically a big band where you play with a bunch of other students, and jazz combo is more of a smaller band, and you get to kind of explore different types of music and like play a lot of different types of music.
Over your 4 years here at Calvert Hall, what teacher would you say had the most influence on you?
I think Mr. Bressler has had a lot of influence on me this senior year. He's just he's a very good teacher, and he just cares about his students a lot. And the class he teaches, AP Economics, is just really interesting to me.
And that's going to help you at Elon as well.
Oh, yeah.
As we wrap up the interview here, what 2 words would you use to describe your 4 years?
I would say it was very exciting and just lots of new experiences.
Very good. And that's another 2x2. It's time for another 2x2, and we're here with sophomore Nick Lewis. Nick, tell me about your involvement with the Comm Club and Miss Lackey.
Yeah, so at Calvert Hall, I'm a commentator. I do mainly basketball, football, and baseball. Mostly basketball. I think that's probably the sport I'm best at. Miss Ladkey's the moderator. I think she's great. She does a great job managing everything. And yeah.
So she gives you an opportunity to get involved with the commentating and learn a little bit about each of the sports.
Yeah, so it's a pretty fair opportunity. Like, as you grow, you get more and more opportunities, but freshmen coming in, they start off and they get to learn the system a little bit, and then as they grow, they get to do more and more games.
Okay, moving out of the Comm Club, we're moving into the classroom. Tell me who your favorite teacher is and what your favorite class is right now.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Cox. He teaches world history for me. I think he's just a great teacher. He does a great job teaching the information. Plus, I'm kind of a history buff, so I find it a very interesting class.
And then we're going to move out of the classroom. We're going to move into your involvement. We talked about the pickleball club and the long games club.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about those activities.
Yeah, it's just a great time going out and having a great time with your friends. Me and a couple buddies go out and play pickleball. With long games with Mr. Flannery, we go play spike ball. We were playing like backyard football one time. Yeah, it's just a great time.
Tell me a little bit more about pickleball. I'm not a very good pickleball player. Tell me some of the rules about pickleball.
Well, so it's sort of like tennis, but for little kids, but for adults is probably the best way to explain it.
All right.
So it's pretty much like tennis rules, but it's a little bit more simpler.
Okay. And then you're heading into your junior year. Give me some of your goals academically and activities that you're going to look to get into in junior year.
Well, academically, I definitely want to keep my grades up, try to get as high as grade as possible. With communications, I want to commentate more games. Football, I'm going to do more, and baseball, I want to do more.
And there you have it, another 2x2. Look for Nick doing the commentating with the Comm Club next year. It's time for another 2x2, and we're joined by Luke Spiker, a senior here at Calvert Hall. Before we get involved in your involvements here at Calvert Hall, we'll talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about the classroom, your favorite teacher and your favorite class at the hall.
My favorite teacher, favorite class would probably be business management with Mr. Rowe. He always brings the energy. He's a great guy. Taught me a lot of life lessons this year, and he's going to carry everything he's taught me throughout life.
It's Dr. Rowe now.
Dr. Rowe.
Dr.
Love
Rowe.
Dr. Rowe.
So congratulations to him on that achievement. On the football field, talk about the experience of playing in the Turkey Bowl this past year and winning the Turkey Bowl.
Well, I tell you what, it's hard when you hadn't won one yet, right? So I went into that game with no expectation, just want to go out there, do my best, and honestly, it was a great experience, playing in front of that many people. My junior year, tough loss. Senior year, I'm just glad we got it back with Coach Ward and the new staff.
So we brought the trophy back to Calvert Hall, got that victory in the Turkey Bowl. Talk about playing on that college field at Towson and how that's going to translate into your goals next year playing football in college.
Yeah, well, honestly, that's probably the biggest football game I'm ever going to play in for the rest of my life, and that is a good thing. That's a great thing about Calvert Hall and the rivalry, right, with Loyola. But playing at Gettysburg next year, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a great time. There's another new staff there, which is great, and I'm really just looking forward to it. It's going to be a great experience.
Okay, and I didn't ask you this. What position do you play?
I'm a linebacker.
Linebacker. Okay, so you're making all the tackles, and you're looking forward to doing that at Gettysburg.
Yes, sir.
All right, as we wrap up the interview here, you're graduating. What advice would you give to incoming freshmen to get involved and just some advice in the classroom as well?
Yeah, well, I think Mr. McCormick puts it great. Participate, don't anticipate. So there's a lot of things that come your way at Calvert Hall, right? And I think a lot of people are just anticipating, waiting for their senior year, waiting to get out of here. But now looking back on it, I think the best thing for students right here at Calvert Hall is to just do your best, get involved, be who you are, and I think Calvert Hall will guide you for the rest of your life.
I don't think you can find any better advice than that. And that wraps up this 2x2. We're back with another 2x2, and I'm joined by junior Sebastian McCauley.
Sir.
Tell me a little bit about your favorite class and your favorite teacher right now.
So right now, my favorite class is AP Physics. It's with Dr. Ian, and we get to make our own labs and do experiments and be independent. And that's how I've grown this year, and that's why it's my favorite.
So part of that AP course, too, is you're involved, or you're in the McMullen Scholars Program.
Yes, sir.
So what other AP courses are you taking? And then we'll touch on your capstone as well.
So I'm also taking AP English Lang with Mr. Greco, and also AP U.S. History with Mr. Miz.
Okay, and have you started working on your capstone? And tell us a little bit about what the capstone is and what goes into that for senior year.
So I haven't been working on my capstone. I have the idea. So I recently got into an internship at Johns Hopkins University. So I hope to integrate that in my capstone project for senior year as a McMullen.
And tell me about the research and everything that goes into that project. I know it's a big thing during senior year.
So the capstone project is a 20-page research paper. It could be about your experience over the summer through an internship or through a job, or it could be something you're really interested in. Like, for example, some guys, McMullens last year, made it about making bread, or physics mechanics like airplanes, or studying the forces and stuff like that.
So a lot of different subjects that get covered in the capstone for you guys next year. Outside the classroom, you're involved with ASA. Tell me what ASA is and what do you guys do?
So at ASA, I'm the president of the Asian Student Association, and we host meetings around once or twice a month, and we invite everyone from all cultures, and we usually present on a country and have that country's food at each meeting. We also, recently we had a conference called MAPISAC, which invites Asian American, Pacific Islander, and South Asian people of that type of descent. And we had workshops, which are presentations for different students to see and indulge themselves in the types of cultures that many people might not see every day. And
So a lot of involvement with ASA as well. So you're certainly staying busy. As you move into senior year, what are your goals for next year?
So my goals for senior year is hopefully to stay committed to Calvert Hall and stay on that grind. Yeah.
You heard it here first. He's going to stay on the grind next year. And that wraps up another 2x2. It's time for another 2x2. And we're here with Miss Fazy, member of the campus ministry team and also a religion teacher at Calvert Hall. But let's first start with your LaSallian legacy. A lot of relatives who come to the hall. Tell me a little bit about your family.
Sure. So my mom is the youngest of 9. She has 5 brothers who all came to Calvert Hall, and they graduated in the 70s and then one in the 80s. I also have a couple uncles that my aunts married that went to Calvert Hall, cousins, and my brother most recently was in the class of 2014.
And you kind of followed in their footsteps, obviously not here at Calvert Hall, but you went to LaSalle. And tell me about that experience.
Sure. So yes, I went to LaSalle University. I graduated in 2021 with my degree in elementary and special education and a minor in religion. I honestly fell in love with the way that the brothers just wrap you into the community as soon as you're a part of it. And knowing that there's people looking out for you all the time is something that's really lovely. I had a brother one time that I was wearing a Calvert Hall sweatshirt on my way to an 8 a.m. class, Brother Ed Sheehy, and he stopped me and he said, "I know you didn't go to Calvert Hall." And we stopped and we had about a 15-minute conversation, and I later had him as a professor. Turns out that he taught some of my cousins when they were here.
When they were here, yeah. He was involved with the basketball team, I believe, up at LaSalle. Now you take that LaSallian mission, what you learned from your family and also from Brother Ed and other brothers at LaSalle. How do you translate that into what you're doing here at Calvert Hall now?
For sure. So for that, I definitely look to Brother Bob Kinsler, who was the director of campus ministry up at LaSalle. He passed away last year, but here at Calvert Hall, I run our service immersion program. We do 6 trips during the school year, as well as a habitat build over the summer. My favorite trip that we do is out to Browning, Montana on the Blackfeet Reservation. We spend some time at the De La Salle school that's out there, the San Miguel school, tutoring and volunteering. We also have the Adoptive Family Drive, which is another one of my favorite days here at Calvert Hall, where we're able to adopt over 70 families every year to make sure that they have a great Christmas. And those are all families locally here in Baltimore.
So that's a 2x2 with Miss Fazy. If you're looking to get involved with the campus ministry, make sure you stop by her office. And we're back with another 2x2, and we're joined by senior Colin McDonough. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
First of all, talk to me about your favorite class and your favorite teacher. I know it's a good one.
My favorite class is probably business management with Dr. Rowe. I like how in the beginning of the year, he teaches us how to become a man and a leader and keeps us really engaged in class and teaches us some valuable life lessons.
Now, when he just became a doctor, did you guys celebrate in class?
No, he didn't really want us to celebrate, but I found out and I had to congratulate him myself.
Very good. He's very humble, but we congratulate him
he
on
is
that
very humble, yes.
award.
Mhm.
Outside the classroom, we talked a little bit about your involvement with some different clubs. One of the ones you really liked was the pickleball club.
Yeah, I did like the pickleball club. I started last year, and they only do it in the fall and spring, but it gets all the grades in it, and it's pretty fun.
Tell me a little bit about pickleball. I've never played, which is kind of crazy. I think everybody in the world is playing pickleball now.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the rules of pickleball and what the strategy is.
It's kind of like tennis, but it's like the strategy is you want one person in the back, one person in the front in case, it's really fast paced, but it's a smaller court than tennis. So.
You get a little exercise out there, and you got to stay in shape doing that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on. Next year, what are your goals next year, and where are you headed for college?
I'm headed to Delaware, and I'm studying accounting, so looking to be more involved in the school and just take every advantage of it.
You're going to take some of that advice that Dr. Rowe gave you in the accounting class up to Delaware?
I will.
Very good. Now, as you graduate, we have some incoming freshmen coming in the building next year. What advice would you give to them?
I would just say it takes time to get adjusted, but I would say find your group early and take advantage of everything that Calvert Hall offers, like the clubs, the math resource center, talk to teachers and everything, and stay on top of your schoolwork.
So there's great advice as we wrap up another 2x2. It's time for another 2x2, and we're going to spend some time with Anthony Williams, a junior here at Calvert Hall, involved in a lot of things. Let's first start off with McMullen program and your capstone project.
Yeah, so McMullen program, I started McMullen my sophomore year, and going into our senior year, we have to start working on our capstone project. So right now we're in the ideas phase, kind of planning what we're going to do. And I'm thinking about doing something about social media, whether it has a more positive or negative impact on our society and the people around us. So we're going to get started on that this summer.
So that'll be heading into your senior year. Also, big news, you're going to be the senior class president. What are the goals as a senior class president?
Yeah, senior class president, I'm just trying to do my best to use everybody's talents that we have here. I think our 27 class is very special, and they have a lot of talents and gifts they bring to the table. So just using those to have a great year, obviously win Zeal Week, have a great senior prom, deck the halls dance, so just do it all.
A couple of things we talked about too, as well as your involvement as a leadership and your faith, peer leadership, and the Bible study with the baseball team.
Yeah.
Talk about those things and how you bring kids together, students together for those two things.
So peer ministry, this is my first year in peer ministry. I joined at the end of sophomore year, and I think it's been a great year. Next year, I'm on the leadership team for peer ministry, and it's just really grown my faith. I've been able to interact with other people, bring other people closer in their faith as well. And then the baseball team Bible study that we run every week has been great. I started that my freshman year, and every week we hold a Bible study. Sometimes we bring in guests as well and just talk about our faith and get to know more about each other. And it's been great.
Now, we only touched on baseball a little bit, but you're committed to Duke for baseball, starting third baseman, do a little pitching as well. Talk about that experience of being a baseball player and obviously the storied program here at Calvert Hall.
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously, the legacy behind Calvert Hall baseball and all Calvert Hall sports is second to none. And just every day living out that legacy, putting our best foot forward, working hard every single day. And, we just started our playoffs, so just trying to make a good run here this year.
Awesome. So that's a 2x2 with Anthony Williams. Look forward to seeing him in senior year and all that he accomplishes. We're here for another 2x2. We're joined by freshman Jackson Depew. And Jackson, you have a legacy here at Calvert Hall. Your dad, your uncle, a couple cousins, a lot of relatives who've attended the hall before you. What advice did they give you as you became a Cardinal?
Well, my dad, he told me to just get involved, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. I got involved with band, track, and ski club.
Tell me a little bit about experiences with those, balancing your schedule with a couple different activities and your academics. How did that work out freshman year for you?
It actually worked pretty well. My classes, I'm doing very well in my classes. Track, band, I'm loving it. They're pretty awesome. And then ski club, that's one of my favorite hobbies. I love snowboarding, and yeah.
And then in the classroom as well, tell me about your favorite teacher, somebody that was very influential for your freshman year, helped you get through the year.
Miss Henson, I love talking to her after class. She was very helpful with when I was struggling with assignments, and she was just someone I loved to talk to.
It's always good to have teachers here at the school that our students go talk to. That's awesome. You built that relationship with Miss Henson. What advice would you give, as you wrap up your freshman year, moving into being a sophomore? We're going to have a new freshman class coming in. What would you say to those guys?
I would say, like what my dad told me, get involved because it's going to help you out a lot with making friends and just staying organized, having a schedule. Also, I would also say get your work done because if you don't want to wait till the last second to turn that assignment in.
That's great advice from Jackson. Make sure you get your work done here at Calvert Hall to succeed in the classroom. And that wraps up this 2x2. It's time for another 2x2, and we're joined by senior Carter Hayes. I got to look up at you on this interview.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk a little bit about your legacy here. Your dad's an alum, your brother's an alum, and you have a younger cousin here at Calvert Hall. What's it like to be a legacy?
It's like, you represent people from, like, I carry the torch almost, and I'm passing the torch, graduating. My cousin's going to be at graduation, so it should be fun, It's like no pressure, really. It's just like, go out here and you just live life,
And your 4 years have kind of flown by, right?
Yep.
Remember the track, indoor and outdoor track team heading to Wagner.
Yep.
Tell me about what events you participate in and what you're going to do at Wagner.
High jump in the 400. I'm just going to be high jumping at Wagner. It should be exciting. I committed 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah. It's a good program, small school in Staten Island. They're Division I, and, I'm just going to go out there and grow. Grow and do my best. Stay focused on myself, to be honest.
What's your record high jump right now?
6'4".
6'4". Okay. Let's talk a little bit about in the classroom. Who's your favorite teacher and your favorite class right now?
Mr. Freeman, freshman, sophomore, junior, Spanish. Didn't take him this year. And my favorite class is probably English.
Okay.
It's just like flows. I'm like, writing's like easy to me.
Now, you talked about writing. You also journal.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about your journaling.
So I'm big on like manifesting, like if you really believe it with your whole heart and you like really just try and like envision it. Don't listen to anybody else. Don't want anybody else to tell you what you can and can't do. I really wrote down like as a freshman that I wanted to be a Division I athlete. And my journey is unique to anyone else's. It's got to be yourself.
Right. So the dream as a freshman is now coming true next year.
It is, yes.
As you get ready to leave Calvert Hall, as we mentioned, you have a younger cousin still here. Mason's still here, and then incoming freshman. What advice would you have for them?
Just to run your own race. Comparison, like you're in a building like Calvert Hall, you're around a bunch of great athletes. It's easy to compare yourself. Run your own race, stay focused to yourself, and always keep faith. It's never easy, but God, you're strong, man. God gives you strength. You're strong.
There you go. So we wrap up this 2x2 with Carter with some great advice. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2, joined by freshman William Gebhardt. Now, William, we were talking, and you told me you're a legacy here at Calvert Hall. Your dad, uncles, and cousins are all alums as well. What advice did they give you when you became a Cardinal?
They told me to really just focus on getting my work done on time and get it into the teachers, make sure it's on time.
So have you been doing that with your favorite classes, your favorite teachers here?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Zinkand, he's my English teacher. He's really laid back, lets us focus on our work in class and out of class.
So he has a little bit of experience as a legacy too. His two sons also went here, and he's been involved with Calvert Hall for a long time. So certainly a good teacher to get some advice from and work well in the classroom with. Outside the classroom, talk about the activities that you're involved in.
Currently, I'm involved with Italian Club. Recently, we just had the meatball contest, and those were some good meatballs.
Now, tell me a little bit about the meatballs. Who brought the meatballs in? Did the kids in the club make it, or who was involved in making the meatballs?
Yeah, most of the kids brought them in. I unfortunately didn't, but I did get to taste some. They were really good.
Got to taste a bunch of them. That's good.
Yeah.
I've been involved in the meatball club as well. Not making the meatballs, but I've eaten a couple of meatballs a few times, and it's a great opportunity with the Italian club. As you wrap up your freshman year and we move into your sophomore year, what advice would you give to our incoming freshmen?
Just use your frees wisely. You really got to focus on that. Don't stay too long in the CAF. Go to the Commons. The library is good as well.
That's awesome advice. Don't spend too much time in the CAF. Move around campus and check it out. And that wraps up this 2x2. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2, joined by Darius Lawson Brown. And I noticed your shirt there, Shenandoah. You're a senior here at Calvert Hall. You're heading off to Shenandoah. Tell me why you chose that school.
So I am big on esports, and Shenandoah has a beautiful program. They have one of the best esports programs there. They also have a major called the esports management, where you'll be traveling and managing tournaments on your own. And so that is my main reason why I would like to go, is to succeed in esports.
So you've had a lot of experience here at Calvert Hall in esports as a player coach. Tell me about that experience and how our program is built over the last couple of years.
So at Calvert Hall, it's very different from college. You're going against other high schoolers, which is more on the lower side, but is still very competitive. You're still competing for a trophy. And so as a coach, I still have to make sure that they are raising their expectations, making sure that they're ready for esports in college.
And what esports games particularly are you involved in?
I am involved in the Smash Bros community and the Mario Kart community.
And you're also a nationally ranked, and you're a champion in some events. Tell me about that.
So I have been competing for years now. I've started Smash Bros. And Mario Kart when I was around 4 years old, and I've just been always progressing. I've never really felt like I've been lowering my ability to play games, so I just keep succeeding on it.
As you wrap up your senior year and your 4 years here at Calvert Hall, what advice would you give to our incoming freshmen?
I would give advice to I would never panic. Always make sure that you're keeping your grades up, your mental health right, and talk to somebody if you need to, because that is what makes Calvert Hall great, is knowing that you have people around you.
That's great advice from Darius as we wrap up this 2x2. We're back for another 2x2, and we're joined by Mr. Parisi.
Mr. Heidrick, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good.
So you and I have been here almost about the same amount of years, 25 for me and 21 for
21,
you.
yeah.
Now, you started in campus ministry.
Did 9 years of campus ministry, 1 year with Mr. Baker in communications, and then got rid of me very quickly over here to across the hall down to student activities.
Right. I think we made a good move moving you down here to student activities.
No problem.
So the last several years, director of student activities. Talk a little bit about that role, and then we're going to get into the house system, which is something new here at Calvert Hall.
Yeah, no, student life is everything. When people say, what do you do? I say everything not academic. I'm thinking of school, people don't realize, they think school's all academic, and Calvert Hall, we do academics really well, but I think there's a lot of things that people don't realize don't fall in the academic bucket. So everything from orientation to graduation to clubs and activities, all of those things kind of fall here, which is fun. We get to do a lot of the fun things. I tell people I'm like the cruise ship director of Calvert Hall. Shuffleboard, 3 o'clock.
Right, that's what we need, a cruise ship director. You just mentioned in that conversation there, graduation. Got graduation coming up.
We're rolling. We're rocking and rolling for graduation. Yeah, we've been working on it since September, so it's one of those things you work on all year.
So another class getting ready to graduate, and then we have an incoming class coming in. What advice would you give to them as they start their 4 years at Calvert Hall?
The incoming guys, take advantage. I mean, there are so many things here. We have awesome teachers. We have awesome academics, but there are so many things here to be involved in athletically and activities-wise. And you know, maybe what you're coming in thinking you're going to do may not be where you find your passion. So try different things and meet different people.
And one of the things we've added to Calvert Hall here has been the house system.
Yeah.
That's a way to get guys involved, get guys working well together, not only with the students, but also the faculty and staff. Talk a little bit about the house system.
Yeah, so we do a lot of things really well by grade, right? So the freshmen, the sophomores, the juniors, they know each other, but we get to cut vertically, which I think allows the houses to do something a little bit different and get seniors with freshmen and sophomores and juniors kind of all working together. And we've had a lot of fun with it over 3 years. We're entering kind of next year will be the first year where this is all anybody knows. And so hopefully we're working on the leadership. I mean, one of the things which is an awesome kind of consequence of this is you have to have great leadership in the houses. And so from freshman leaders to sophomore leaders to junior. And so we're getting a chance to really not only put leadership into action, but build good leadership. And that's hard. You know, I'm very hopeful in a couple of years, everybody wants to be a house leader. Those are going to be the jobs that everybody wants. And so we're just building that leadership. So we're excited about it.
So if you're looking for a job in the house system, see Mr. Parisi.
We're your guys.
And that wraps up this 2x2. It's time for another 2x2. We're joined by junior David Izumba. Tell me a little bit about your experience here at Calvert Hall academically. We talked about a class during your sophomore year that you really challenged you a little bit and helped you with your academics.
Yeah, so throughout my time at Calvert Hall, it's definitely been a rigorous course load that I've been able to take. And I've had a few teachers that have been able to really bring the best out of me, one of which is Mr. Matse. His honors chemistry class really taught me the value in hard work and being diligent in what you pursue. So shout out to Mr. Matse.
I think a lot of our students over the years have given a shout out to Mr. Matse, retiring at the end of this year after almost over 40 years here at Calvert Hall. Also, we talked about you're going into your senior year, working on your capstone project.
Yeah.
You worked with some alums on that. So tell us a little bit about that project and what the goal is with that.
So I've been volunteering in my off time in hospitals, and I've grown to see people in impoverished areas and how it affects their ability to get healthcare. So I'm hoping to do more research in that for my capstone. So for the past few weeks, I've been trying to reach out to some alums, hopefully speak to some about their experience in those areas, and maybe next year have a presentation on healthcare for those in impoverished areas. Yeah.
And that shows the connection between our current students and our alumni giving back to our students and helping with the projects that they're working on for capstone and other stuff they're involved in here at Calvert Hall.
100%. I think, yeah, one of the strongest things about this school is the student outreach that from freshmen to alums, everyone's still connected through Calvert Hall. So,
as you get ready to go into your senior year, one more year left here at Calvert Hall, but what advice would you give to incoming students?
To reach out. This really is a community of brothers, of people that want to help you. I think when I came in, I was nervous in terms of meeting new people, of advocating for myself, but I've met some people that have truly just made me better, both students and teachers that truly bring the best out of me. So definitely reach out, involve yourself, be as into the hall as you can be.
There you go. You heard it here from David. Be into the hall. And that wraps up this 2x2. It's time for another 2x2, and we're joined by freshman Liam Field. Liam, you served this past year as the freshman class president, got involved here at Calvert Hall. Tell me a little bit about that experience of being part of student council.
So it was great. I felt like we organized a lot of events this year, and we had a great group of guys in student council.
So you learned a little bit of leadership in that role
Yeah.
that you could take with you for your next 3 years at Calvert Hall.
Yeah, definitely. Leadership was a big part of my role, and I felt like I fulfilled it really well.
Moving into the academic side of things, who's your favorite teacher here at Calvert Hall? What was your favorite class freshman year?
I got to give a shout out to Mr. Brown, Honors Algebra 2. He's pretty funny, and he taught me algebra really well.
Okay, then moving into your sophomore year, what are your goals for sophomore year academically and getting involved in things here at Calvert Hall?
I definitely want to challenge myself like more academically and get involved in peer ministry, so expand my faith too as well.
Are you in peer ministry currently?
No, freshmen aren't allowed to be. But
Okay,
next year. Yeah.
Next year you'll do it. And what have you heard from upperclassmen about the experience of peer ministry?
They loved it, especially the immersion trips. So
Okay.
I'm excited for those. Just to be surrounded by a group of guys who are all strong in their faith.
Very good, very good. You're finishing up your freshman year. We have a new
Yeah.
freshman class coming in next year. What advice would you give to them? You obviously got involved. What would you say to them?
I would say just get involved in a lot of things and meet new people, because you will make new friends for life, especially at Calvert Hall. So yeah, just do something that gets you out of your comfort zone. Yeah.
That's important. Get out of your comfort zone here at Calvert Hall, and that wraps up this 2x2 with Liam. We're back for another 2x2. We're joined by senior Montez Brown Jr.
Yes, sir.
You and I got to know each other a little bit during the basketball season. I
Yes,
was
sir.
working the scoreboard, and I saw you on the sidelines. Tell me about that experience. What were you doing?
I was coaching for JV. I don't know how many people have done that before at Calvert Hall, but I would like to say that I'm one of one and the first to do it. I was a former player for Coach Kenny, who was the head coach of the team this year. I got cut my junior year and my senior year as well. My junior year, I kind of took that on the chin. That was my first time getting cut from any type of sports team or facing any type of rejection that important in my life. So I took it to heart, and I kind of put myself in a shell. I was distant from the basketball team, from anything basketball related at Calvert Hall, which means I was distant from my friends because those are the people I'm closest to. But my senior year, after I got cut, I was offered an opportunity to coach some guys. And at first I said no. I declined the offer because I kind of felt as though it was a humiliation ritual. But then after a few hours, I decided that, hey, I can make an impact on these guys. How can I enhance my skills as being a leader and also kind of be a cool peer? Like, not too many people get to say, like, hey, I go to school with my coach. So,
Yeah, I was certainly impressed by that during the season. We talked about that.
Yes, sir.
And your involvement with those guys, especially the JV level, being a senior, working with some younger guys. So you certainly had an impact there. We talk about next year. You're committed to. You're headed to West Virginia.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about what you're going to major in and what you're looking forward to at West Virginia.
Major in sport management. And I would probably say the biggest thing I'm looking forward to is the atmosphere. My brother played there for 4 years when I was a kid, so I got used to that atmosphere. It was always loud and it was crazy. And it's different. I'm the only one going to West Virginia out of my class, so it'll be a different adjustment, but I think I'm ready.
So certainly a lot of unique stuff in your experience here at Calvert Hall. Being the only one going to West Virginia, being a coach as a student here. What advice would you give to incoming kids, incoming freshmen?
My biggest thing is I was the only one to go to Calvert Hall out of my class in 8th grade. My biggest thing was I was uncomfortable. I didn't know anybody coming into the school, and now I felt as though that I've built a strong foundation for myself, and I've made a well-known name for myself between being a basketball player and also being a basketball coach. So my biggest thing to the kids, man, to the 8th graders, pave your own path. Don't be afraid to try something new. If you're so used to having, one school, one class, or one friend, you have to eventually be able to venture out on your own, because in life, everything's going to have to come from you. So be your biggest fan while also being your biggest critic. That's my biggest advice.
That's awesome advice. We appreciate you. And that wraps up another 2x2.
Yes, thank you.
We're back for another 2x2, joined by first-year teacher and alum Joe Zaccanini, class of 2008. Joe, talk a little bit about when you were a student here, some of the influential teachers you had.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So first off, I have to start off with Dr. Patro. He was a biology teacher while I was here, kind of pushed me into that science field, which was great. Mr. Matze was another great teacher here, as well as Mr. Kropp in social studies. So a lot of those guys really formed the way that I think. And of course, I'd be remiss if I forgot him, but Mr. Jeff Blake is also one of my favorite teachers here. So a lot of guys who've had an influence. And Eric Sundell, a lot of people.
Right. A lot of legends you're mentioning there, guys who've been here for a long time. You're a first-year teacher. Tell us about what you're teaching and how the first year's gone.
Yeah, so I'm teaching freshman biology here for the most part. I have both the 314 and the 312 bio guys. So it's been a long time since I've taught all biology, but it's really been kind of a cool experience because I'm dealing with the freshmen who are coming in their first year. It's my first year here back at the Calvert Hall, so it's kind of like a nice thing to experience that together at the same time.
You also talked about outside the classroom, you're helping with the rugby team.
Yep.
How's that going, and what's your experience with rugby?
It's been great this year. JV's having a phenomenal year. Varsity's doing pretty good as well. We're heading into the playoffs now, so we're hopefully going to get a win today against Spalding so we can go to the championship for at least varsity, but JV's already qualified for the championship, so that's fantastic. It's always nice to see the guys in a different field than the classroom, so it's kind of nice to experience that with them.
And you also mentioned as a first-year teacher with incoming freshmen as their first year here. What advice would you give for our next class coming in next year?
I think the biggest thing is just kind of listen to your teachers. We're always giving you guidance on how to be successful here at Calvert Hall, and it's a little bit different from what they're used to in middle school. So as long as they pay attention to the teachers, ask good questions, they should find success here no matter what level they are.
And there you have it. Great advice from Mr. Zaccanini, and that's a 2x2. We're back for another 2x2. Joined by Ben Kim, a junior here at Calvert Hall. We're actually going to flip the script a little bit.
Yeah.
You're the host of Hall the Right News, so you're usually doing the interviewing.
Yes, I am.
Today, I'm going to do the interview.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me about Hall the Right News and how you got involved in that.
So, I know a lot of people at school know me. I'm really loud. So, I was walking down the hallway one time, and the person that wrote me into it, Miss Ladkey, she was like, hey, would you mind doing something for me next year? Would you be interested? And I said, sure. And I think she thought I forgot all about it, but I didn't. I was really excited for it. So next year, sophomore year, I started it going around school each week, asking people or telling the camera all about what happens at Calvert Hall, either it's a sports event or something happening with the bands. And that's continued on through this year, and it will continue on next year in my senior year.
There you go. So just spreading the good news about Calvert Hall to all of everybody in the community.
Oh, yeah.
We also talked a little bit about some stuff you do outside of school. You just started a haircutting business. You cutting some classmates' hair. What are you doing for that?
So I was talking about barber a lot, and I was I really like the idea of it. So I got the clippers and trimmers, paid a pretty penny. So I have the professional stuff, and I got all my equipment, and I was made an Instagram all about it, told some friends, and they let me experiment on them, and I can cut their hair. So now I'm just trying to get better at that, and you never know, that might be a job.
Might be part of your future career. There you go.
Literally, my future career.
There you go. Talk about the future. Next year, you're going to be a member of the missions homeroom.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to incoming freshmen?
I would say get involved, because Calvert Hall, I say this still, that Calvert Hall has the most opportunities you will ever have in, I think personally, any high school in Maryland. It has the most opportunities ever, because I know people who have internships in New York. I know people who are doing incredible things and going to amazing colleges. I know this guy is going to UC Berkeley this year, which is absolutely crazy. I just get involved. I wouldn't be where I'm at if I just stood in my classes and just didn't do anything, I would say get involved.
So you heard it here first. Get involved.
Oh, yeah.
And that wraps up this 2x2.
Thank you, Mr. Heidrick.
Thank you. And we're back for another 2x2. This time we're joined by junior Cormac O'Malley, and we're starting the classroom. Favorite class, favorite teacher so far here at Calvert Hall?
Favorite class, I probably have to say AP Lang, and it's because of Mr. Greco. I just love the way he interacts with all of us. We always have a fun time, no matter what we're doing, but we also get to the learning, so it's fun.
What's the latest thing you guys were learning in that class?
Last thing we're learning, we just read a book, Prayer for Owen Meany, which is pretty fun. We're watching the movie adaptation of it right now, and we're prepping for that AP test next week.
as you prep for the AP test, you also have a lot of time management on your side because you're very involved in a lot of clubs here at Calvert Hall. Also, the lead in the last play. How do you manage your time?
I mean, it's really just priorities at the time. I mean, you got to figure out like if you have a test tomorrow, maybe it's learning your lines or learning your music can wait like a week if you have a show in like a month. It's just figuring out what's your biggest priority at that time, I would say.
And talk to me a little bit about you had the lead in the last musical. Tell me what the musical was and how you studied your lines for that.
Musical was Something Rotten. It was sort of it was a play on Shakespeare. It was a very funny comedy. I mean, a lot of people liked it. It was very fun to do the show and I mean, hear a lot of people laughing and hear all the good, I guess, reviews about it. Learning my lines for it. Learning lines recently hasn't been too much of a problem. I mean, I've been doing it for a while. So usually what I'll do is I'll make a Quizlet, and on one side of the note card, I'll put the line that comes before mine. And then on the other side of the note card, I put my line. And that way I can study it just like it's any other subject, like history or physics or anything like that.
You're pretty comfortable in front of the camera, obviously in front of a crowd. You're also an anchor for CHC TV.
Yes, I am. That's fun. I mean, I have wanted to do that since I got here. I mean, ever since I've been watching it when I was a freshman, I just knew that was something that I wanted to do because I'm comfortable being in front of people, obviously. And it was a big process to get in. I mean, you had to go to the club on Mondays and Wednesdays every week after school. And then at like April of my freshman year, we ended up going to the homeroom. And when I first started doing the anchoring, I was very awkward. I was very nervous in front of the camera, but I like to think now I'm a little bit more smooth.
So you've learned over the last couple of years, and in that answer, you talked about freshmen.
Yes.
As you get ready to go into your senior year, what advice would you give to our incoming freshmen?
I would have to say just get involved. I mean, one of my favorite things about Calvert Hall is that there's all these different opportunities, and no matter what you're into, I mean, if you're into sports or, I mean, music, arts, any of that stuff, communications, anything, I would just say get involved in as much as you can to really make the most of your opportunities here.
That's great advice as we wrap up this 2x2. Get involved here at the Hall. Here we are. We're back with another 2x2. This time we're joined by freshman Isaac Dunlap. Let's talk about first in the classroom. Favorite class, favorite teacher here at Calvert Hall?
Probably biology with Miss Rude because she just makes learning fun.
What topics have you learned this year that she made fun?
Cell respiration and really just cellular respiration. She made that one really easy to learn.
All right, so what about Miss Rude that she brings to the classroom? Just her personality or energy that she brings to the classroom?
Her personality and energy. She's always like trying to have fun in class.
Talk about having fun. You're also part of some athletic teams here at Calvert Hall. Talk to me about the athletic experience.
So I'm on the JV football team, the JV lacrosse team, and I manage varsity wrestling. The JV football team, we started off in a rough patch, but then throughout the season we did very well. And then for JV lacrosse, we have the championship coming up on Monday. We're having a really good season so far.
Talk about JV lacrosse. What position do you play?
I'm a defender.
And in football?
Right tackle and a long snapper.
There you go. And then what's your role with the wrestling program?
I was the manager. This was my first year ever involved in anything wrestling. And I did it because my mom said it would probably look good on an application.
There you go. There you go. So that was some good advice you got from your mom. As you move into your sophomore year, what advice would you give to our incoming freshmen?
Be involved as much as you can and really try and stay on top of your work.
What might have been one of the challenges you had freshman year? I think challenged you this year that you got some good advice for?
Nothing was really challenging.
So you had a lot of help, a lot of assistance with everything?
Yeah,
so,
every teacher helped me out. My parents helped me out a lot too.
Very good. So that's good advice there. Made it through freshman year. He's got good advice for the incoming class as we wrap up this 2x2. It's time for another 2x2. We're joined by Leo Manny, a junior here at Calvert Hall.
Hi.
So let's talk about in the classroom first. Your favorite teachers, you mentioned a couple of them to me, and your favorite class.
Let's see. So I'm a big fan of Mr. Jim Doyle. He's been a personal mentor to me. He's super kind, energetic, and passionate about what he does. Mr. Hooper, my English teacher, he's a super just humane, understanding, and intelligent guy, and he's always concerned about your progress as a writer and how you're going to progress in a world full of AI and to continue being such a great writer. And Miss Jennifer Healy is my ASP teacher, and she's great. She's super understanding. She helps me with all my classes, and she's a really fun person to talk to. And my favorite art or my favorite class is art. I get to hang out with all my friends, and I get to do something that I'm always passionate about, and I get to be creative and think outside of the box.
So you talked about that creativity and thinking outside the box. You're involved in a lot of different things, not only here at school, but outside of school as well. Tell me about some of the clubs and activities that you're involved in here.
Let's see. So I'm in the theater program. I probably already interviewed Increase, but I'm friends with him, and we did the spring musical together, Something Rotten, and it's super fun. And I was also in newspaper club. I'm a designated comic artist. And I'm also in rock band club, where I get to sing, all my favorite songs and musical artists. I get to do, David Bowie and Ween and Steely Dan and all these great artists.
So very creative. So
Yeah.
we also talked about you're a writer, an artist, musician. What outside of school? How are you involved in that outside of school?
Let's see. After school, I like to make comics of my own. I like to direct and write scripts. And I like to kind of use everything that I learned here and do outside creative activities at home.
Very good. As you go into your senior year at Calvert Hall, what advice would you give to our incoming freshmen?
I'd say reach for the stars so you can land on the cloud. And I say that because I remember freshman year I wasn't super involved, but over time I progressed and became more and more integrated into the school and more passionate. But I just hope that they don't have to wait and that they can do, they start immediately and get right into it.
That's great advice. Use your passions here at Calvert Hall and get involved like Leo did. And that wraps up this 2x2. We're back with another 2x2, joined by Mr. Eric Rogers, class of 1981. Might be looking casual right now, but he's one of the hardest working men in the building, and I know he got that work ethic from his dad here, Mr. Charlie Rogers. Tell me about that work ethic and the importance of your dad and the role that he had here.
Work ethic started when I was a child, that my dad would bring me to work every day. And as growing up, my dad said my future laid in Calvert Hall. There was no other choice where I was going to school. So I ended up at Calvert Hall, ended up working for Dad, ended up taking his place, and that's where we are today.
And I had 3 summers working with you guys.
3 summers.
Your dad was in charge, you and your brother Teddy and the whole crew, painting football bleachers, doing mini blinds. You guys put us to work those 3 summers.
Them some good days. Things have changed a little bit, but we're moving forward.
We had a lot of fun those days. Tell me a little bit about when you were a student here, who had a big influence. I know Miss Brown had a big influence on you.
Miss Brown kind of took charge of all the kids here, and she changed and saved a lot of lives as we came through Calvert Hall. But there's a lot of people like Brother Joe, that was vice principal, Mr. Thaler, Mr. Baker himself.
Right.
There's been a lot of guys, Mr. Maselli, Matze, who, even Chuck.
Yeah. You're talking about a lot of legends, people who spent a lot of time here at Calvert Hall. You've been around a long time. What advice would you give to our current students as far as being involved and just being a part of Calvert Hall?
Calvert Hall is a family. The first 2 years is rough, but after that, it's a change in life. You become family, and you look forward to everybody helping. This is what the place is. It's a family.
You heard it here from Mr. Rogers, the word family. I have to agree with him, and that's another 2x2. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2, joined by junior Marco Manna. Tell me a little bit about in your junior year, your favorite teacher, your favorite class so far here at Calvert Hall.
I'd have to say favorite class would be world history. I just love learning about all the things over the world, and I think it's really, this year it's hands-on with Miss Elliott, so we do a lot of group stuff, and I just think that works best with me.
What have you learned about recently? What was the topic?
We're learning about current, some of the Iran stuff, so the current stuff going on right now in the world, just a lot of the current politics.
Outside the classroom, you're very creative, very talented. Tell me about some of the stuff you do outside the classroom.
Yeah, so I do sports photography and graphic design. Currently, I'm doing a lot of the stuff for Calvert Hall, so I'm making all the game day posts. I'm pretty much at every game, taking pictures there and just getting an outlet for the people to see what's happening at the games.
And you want to do that in the future in college and beyond as a career?
Yes. I'd like to go somewhere south, like a school like LSU or Alabama, and try and get in that department of going to the football games, capturing those moments, which is just a dream.
Being part of the SEC would be pretty huge.
Yes, sir. Yeah, of course.
As you wrap up your junior year, going into the senior year, we obviously have a new set of freshmen coming in. What advice would you give to them?
I'd just say find something you want to do and just roll with it. So like my fall freshman year, I found photography and I loved it and just rolled with it, and it's worked out pretty well.
So that's great advice there from Marco. Look for him hopefully at an SEC school in a couple years doing all the photography. And that wraps up this 2x2. It's time for another 2x2, joined by Jude Acosta, a sophomore here at Calvert Hall. Tell me about your favorite class, your favorite teacher.
My favorite class this year is World History, Mr. Cox. He makes every class fun. He gets everyone involved. He explains the topic really well, which helps me.
What's the latest topic you guys covered?
We're covering U.S., like the World Wars, different stuff like that.
Very good. Then outside the classroom, we talked about you attended the gala this past year as a photographer. Talk about that experience.
Oh, yeah, that was really cool. Ms. Lackey got me on board. She asked me to come out, so I shot the gala. It was cool seeing all different sponsors, and it was at Towson University, which was really cool shooting there.
You got a chance to see our Alumni Hall of Fame and see the success of some of our alums. Your success also, you're looking to do some stuff next year with the Comm Club. What are your goals next year?
I want to start doing more videos, hype videos for all the sports teams, different stuff like that.
Favorite team that you want to follow or all of them?
Basketball and football. Probably.
Basketball and football?
Yeah.
Okay. So you played a little basketball here too, did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, last year I played JV basketball.
Okay. And then let's talk about as you move into your junior year at Calvert Hall, you wrapped up 2 years so far. What advice would you give to our incoming students?
Get involved early. I think there's a bunch of different clubs, like over 70 different clubs, so definitely get involved. You'll find something you like and help you make more friends too.
There's great advice about making friends here at the Hall, and we wrap up another 2x2. And we're back, and we're changing it up a little bit. Instead of a 2x2, it's a 2x3. Joined by the twins, Dieter and Declan Butler, juniors here at Calvert Hall, and legacies here at Calvert Hall. Your dad, Paul, class 87. Yep. Your one uncle, John, was my classmate, 89, and several other uncles. What advice did those guys give you as you became Cardinals?
Just take advantage of all the opportunities you have here to get yourself out there, join clubs, sports, activities, and meet everybody you can, teachers, friends, classmates, things like that. So, yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, kind of just going off the same, like, take every opportunity that you can. There's so much help here, too. So just kind of put yourself out there and obviously get the most you can out of this experience at Calvert Hall.
You guys also have a little bit of a commute coming to Calvert Hall. Tell me about where you guys are from and how long it takes to get to school and back home each day.
Yeah, we're from Odenton, Maryland. About a 45-minute car ride up here every day and back. Not too bad. So
yeah, so freshman and sophomore year we got lucky. Our dad was running a carpool system for us. But then this year we're driving up every morning, so it's much better.
You guys take turns driving, or who's the driver each morning?
Yeah, so I drive up every morning. He drives home every night.
That's good. You guys work off of each other well.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys also work off of each other well on the lacrosse field. You guys are both midfielders?
Yeah, both midfielders.
All right, talk about that experience of playing as brothers on the lacrosse team.
Yeah, I think it's pretty unique. We kind of not read each other's minds, but we can kind of know what tendencies we have and what we're looking for out of each other. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, especially playing ever since we were like, I think 5 years old, just always being with each other and knowing each other's tendencies. It's a pretty cool experience.
And we talked about at the beginning of the interview, the advice that you got from your family when you guys came here. As you guys go into your senior year, what advice would you give to incoming freshmen?
Kind of what advice we were given, just kind of meet new people, get out there, join clubs, activities.
Yeah, same advice.
So you guys have one more year coming up here at the Hall, and that wraps up this 2x3 with the Butler twins. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2, joined by senior Ryan Hoffner. This is going to be all golf. I've already talked to a couple of your teammates, and they analyzed my swing. One told me I look like Freddie Couples. One said Tiger Woods. I know they're lying. Give me the real truth.
I'm going with Happy Gilmore. I think you got to come on over to Country Club Maryland and get a couple lessons.
Now, we've joked over the years that I would give you lessons in golf, but obviously you've had more success on the golf course than I will ever have. You're a 3-time all-conference MIAA performer, 2-time MIAA champion. Talk to me about your career here at Calvert Hall on the golf course.
It's been awesome. I'm surrounded by a great team, so it definitely helps. And yeah, we're looking to add one more championship this year, and I'm excited.
Now, you've also just recently in competition this year got a hole-in-one. Tell me about that course, the club you selected, and you said that's your second one. Tell me about the first one as well.
All right, so it's actually kind of funny. So we played Chartwell the other day. It was the 5th hole, 149 yards. I hit a pitching wedge, but it's funny you asked. So the first one I had was a long time ago. I was 12, and that was 138 yards, and I hit a 7-iron. So
Okay, well, I was telling
big difference.
Enzo the other day, he had a hole-in-one this year as well.
Yeah.
I told Enzo, I think he said it was 100 yards. He used I forget what club he
60
six.
degree, yeah.
I told him I probably use a driver. So the clubs you guys are using are much different than the ones I use on the course. Next year, you're committed to Towson. Tell me about their golf program and what you're looking forward to at Towson.
They have a great golf program. I know Coach Larkin. He's a good guy. A couple of my buddies are on the team now, so I'm just looking to go there, put some work in, and have a great year.
Now, as we wrap up the interview, what advice would you give to student athletes coming into Calvert Hall, whether they're golfers or playing other sports? What advice would you give to them?
Just work hard and have fun with it. I mean, there's great programs at Calvert Hall, and I think if you put your trust in teammates and coaches, you can have a great experience here. So, yeah.
And Ryan certainly had a great experience, not only on the golf course, but also in the classroom here at Calvert Hall. Wish him well next year. And that wraps up this 2x2.
Awesome. Thank you.
It's time for another 2x2, and we're joined by Mr. Rowe, actually Dr. Rowe, class of 2008. Let's talk about your doctorate program and what you earned your doctorate in.
Yeah, so I got it in education, specialized in sports administration. So the dissertation is on the impact athletic seasons have on academic performance.
And you certainly have a lot of experience with that. You were a student athlete when you were here. Tell me a little bit about your career as a student athlete when you were a student.
Yeah, so I played football and lacrosse here. I also played basketball my freshman year. So I was a 3-sport athlete my freshman year, but I ended up playing just football and football and lacrosse.
Lacrosse. And then how long have you been back here at Calvert Hall? What are you involved in as coaching and as athletic director?
Yeah, so I've been back here since 2015. I teach history. I also teach business. I'm assistant athletic director for operations, and I help out with the JV lacrosse team.
As a former student athlete, obviously a student that went here, what advice do you give to incoming freshmen?
Use your free periods wisely. I would say go to the library, go to the commons, get your work done before you go home. I think that's the biggest thing I can give to our student athletes here.
And then when you were a student athlete, who was your favorite coach or teacher that had a big influence on your career?
I would say Mr. Blake. Jeff Blake was definitely, he was a coach of mine for JV football, was also my homeroom teacher and math teacher here. And then his son and I graduated together. He was my quarterback when I played football here.
There you go. That's another 2x2 with Dr. Rowe. It's time for another 2x2. We're joined by freshman Roran Ferguson. Talk to me a little bit about your favorite class and your favorite teacher during your freshman year.
I'd say my favorite class would be biology, and I also really like Miss Rudishauser.
Tell me a little bit about her class and what energy she brings to the classroom.
She just makes all her students feel welcome, and she makes sure just to be kind in class, and that she's just a good teacher.
Very good. And then outside the classroom, I noticed you have your rugby jacket on there. Played rugby. What other? Tell me about that experience, but also other involvement that you've had here at Calvert Hall freshman year.
I've never played rugby, so I've gotten to learn how to play that and gotten to meet a bunch of people. I also play hockey in the fall, so that was really fun too.
What position do you play in hockey?
Forwards.
Forward. All right. Very good. Outside of sports and the classroom, any other activities that you're involved with?
No, I just don't really have the time for clubs and sports.
As you wrap up your freshman year, right? You certainly got advice when you came in as a freshman. What advice would you give to our incoming freshman class next year?
I'd say make sure to stay on top of your work and to just check in with teachers if you needed to complete something or if you're missing anything.
That wraps up this 2x2. It's time for another 2x2, and we're joined by senior Ian Kelly-Getz. First, let's talk about in the classroom, your favorite teacher, your favorite class during your 4 years here at Calvert Hall.
So I'd say probably one of my favorite teachers and favorite classes is AP Econ. Mr. Bresser brings in a ton of energy. He asks questions if people need help, and overall it's been a really good class. Another one, AP Statistics with Miss Mako. Really good teacher, really fun class.
Let's move outside the classroom, talk about the activities you're involved in here with the band.
So yeah, I've done band all 4 years. I've been center snare for the competitive marching band this year, and I'm also in percussion ensemble.
And then talk about the unique stuff you do outside of school involving music.
Yeah, so I do a lot with music. I actually make my own music, and I've put an album out on Spotify. So yeah, it's been pretty fun.
What type of music do you make?
Like electronic music and pretty much just instrumental stuff.
So give us a title or a song that we can look for on Spotify.
You can look at Reborn by Muffin on Spotify.
There you go. As you get ready to graduate here and you're headed to College Park,
Yep.
Tell me about why you chose College Park.
So I chose College Park because it's a really great school. I love the campus, and they have a great engineering program, which is what I'm going to be majoring in.
You're getting ready to graduate. What advice would you give to the incoming freshman class?
I would say just make sure you be yourself, find the right people, and build the brotherhood at Calvert Hall. It's a really good place.
And that wraps up this 2x2 with more great advice from Ian. And we're back for another 2x2. This time we're joined by freshman Jason Hall.
Yep.
Jason, talk to me a little bit about in the classroom, your favorite class, your favorite teacher.
My favorite teacher would be Miss Rouge. Such a nice lady, and I've learned a lot from her over my freshman year. And my favorite class would be Spanish. I just love the atmosphere, the room. I really feel like I have brothers in that room.
So in the classroom, you're joining with your brothers, learn a little bit of Spanish. Miss Rouge teaches you biology.
Yep.
So things are going well in the classroom. Outside the classroom, you played rugby and football.
Yep.
Tell me about the experience. You were a varsity football member as a freshman.
Yeah.
Tell me about the commitment that it takes to go to be on the varsity football team.
Huge commitment. I would not say it's easy at all. It's a very hard experience, but it's more to develop. I feel all right coming in the next season, and the commitment of being a varsity football player is a huge commitment. And yeah.
What position do you play on the football field?
I play tackle, O-line.
Offensive line. So
Yep.
big guy going to block for the quarterback and for the running backs next
Yep.
year. What's it like playing for Coach Ward?
Great experience. He really gets you where you want to be, and he's one of those guys where you actually want to play for him, and you play your heart out for him.
All right, so it's also to be part of the football program, playing for your brothers on the football field.
Right.
As you go into your sophomore year, you learned a lot as a freshman, not only on the football field and rugby and in the classroom. What advice would you give to our incoming students?
Don't slack. Don't procrastinate. That's the number one thing. Have fun, but still always get your work done.
So that's great advice from Jason as we wrap up this 2x2. Get the work done in the classroom and on the field for your success. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2. We're joined by Mr. Moore, not to be confused with Dr. Moore.
For sure.
Although you may get some of his emails every now and then.
Yep, I do know a lot about this place because of that.
Now, tell us about your role in college counseling.
Yep, so I'm one of 4 awesome college counselors here at the Hall, working with our students generally during their junior and senior year to help them figure out what those next steps are after they leave the Hall.
And what advice do you give to those guys when they start the college process?
Yeah, it's an exploratory process, right? Like, don't take any colleges off your list right away. See a big school, see a small school, see a state school, see a private school, see all the variations to see what the best fit is for those guys. Just like they did their visits and ultimately decided on the Hall, want them to do the same thing when they're looking for colleges.
Now, let's move into the building for the house system.
Yep.
You're the director of the Rogers House.
Yep,
Tell
go
me about that
Rogers.
experience and what that role involves.
Yeah, so I'm one of the house heads for Rogers. Go Rogers, the inaugural House Cup champs here a few years ago. Only team to ever go to every single final here. So again, another awesome way to build spirit at Calvert Hall. And obviously having Teddy and Eric Rogers in-house is awesome to have some support directly from the Rogers family as well.
So you're not proud of that role in the Rogers House?
No, not at all.
No, not at all. Now, we do have to talk about baseball. You're a Phillies guy. I'm an Orioles guy.
Sure.
You're a big Philly sports fan.
Absolutely, 4 for 4.
So talk about a little about your Philly fans and how much you love being a fan of all the teams.
Yeah, absolutely. With that being said, I will root for the O's and Ravens as long as they're not playing the Eagles or Phillies.
Right.
I'll say that 100%. But it's pretty awesome. Tough end for the Flyers and Sixers down the last couple rounds. But Phillies are heating up. Super Bowl champs. Never thought I would see Eagles Super Bowl a couple of years ago. But yeah, obviously a big sports guy from the area. And there's a lot of Philly people here at the Hall too. A lot of the brothers are Philly fans. So it's good to be around like-minded individuals.
As we wrap up the interview, what advice would you give to the incoming freshman class?
Yeah, just take advantage of everything here we have at the Hall, right? We have so many awesome opportunities. So kind of similar to what I say for guys when they leave for college. Try something new. Try a different sport. Try a different club, right? It's all about getting involved. I think that's the most important thing is finding your people, getting involved. And what a better place to do that than like Calvert Hall.
That wraps up this 2x2 with Mr. Moore. And we're back, and it's time for another 2x2, joined by senior Pike Purdue.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about in the classroom. Favorite class, favorite teacher.
So my favorite teacher's got to be Mr. Bressler. He brings great energy to our classrooms. I would just say that he has this motto called being a lifeguard. So when there are guys that are struggling, guys that need help, he is the main encourager of us being a man for others, being a brotherhood, being faith, intellect, and integrity here at Calvert Hall. I gotta love Mr. Bressler. And then my favorite class has got to be AP Lit with Mr. Sundell. AP Lit with Mr. Sundell. We're always talking about good stuff. He keeps the classroom fun and lighthearted, and you know, it's a hard class, but he makes it seem like easier because he's just a good guy. You love to talk to him. Great guy.
Two of the words you brought up in that description were fun and energy.
Mm-hmm.
You're the spirit director here at Calvert Hall. What kind of fun and energy do you bring?
So my job as a spirit director is basically just to get the guys riled up, get the guys, you know, the whole school, all 1,200 of us, to bring the energy every single day, bring the energy to the games, support our brothers on the fields. So, you know, we have a lacrosse game soon. I was going to all the football games. I play lacrosse here, actually. But I was going to the baseball games, going to the basketball games, getting guys riled up in the student section, trying to get everybody to feel supported here at Calvert Hall.
Let's talk about the lacrosse. You're a member of the varsity lacrosse team, committed for college next year. Tell us where you're headed.
Yes, sir. So I'm heading to Palm Beach Atlantic University, extremely blessed Christian college in West Palm Beach, Florida. I'm extremely, extremely blessed to have that opportunity. Not a lot of people get to go to the second level. It's D2. But yeah, super excited for my future there.
It'll be warm there too.
Oh, dude, can't wait.
Now let's talk about something unique. You're the first person that we've talked to in these interviews. You used to do rodeo.
Yes,
Tell me
sir.
about your rodeo career.
Yes, sir. So I grew up in Houston, Texas, and from the time that I was around 2 to 3 years old, I was riding horses. And by the time that I was in 3rd or 4th grade, I started team roping. So there's two people who team rope. It's a header and a heeler. I was a header. So I would go out and I would catch the steer, and then I would turn the steer to the left, and then the heeler would come in and they would rope his legs, and we would have that. But it was a great opportunity. It taught me a lot about what it means to be a part of a team, a cohesive unit, and I've been bringing that energy just my whole life. Taught me everything I know.
There you go. There's the energy, and that wraps up another 2x2.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for another 2x2, joined this time by senior Kyle Moore. Tell me a little bit about academically in the classroom, your favorite class, your favorite teacher, your 4 years here at Calvert Hall.
Well, I've always been a huge history nerd, and that's why my favorite class was actually Mr. and Mrs. AP U.S. History. I learned a bunch of stuff there, especially during the Golden Age. He prepared me very well for the AP test that we are currently in AP season, so I really thank him, and that's why he's my favorite teacher.
Outside the classroom, involved in a lot of different activities. Tell me about some of your favorites and what you did in those activities over the last 4 years.
One of my favorite activities is Model UN. I am actually the vice president of Model UN. Like the name implies, we are a model of the United Nations in New York. We try to solve different issues, whether fictional, non-fictional, historical, or real-life issues. And so it really teaches a person about how to better navigate some issues, how to cooperate with some other people that have different points of view or come from a different background. And it's fun because you get to travel to different schools and communicate with other people that have the same interests as you. And so you get to grow your skills as well as just to meet new friends.
As you see from the shirt here, he's wearing his Temple Owl shirt. Next year, heading to Philly for school. Tell me a little about why you chose Temple.
Well, I chose Temple because I love their political science and their pre-law track. They have a law school there, so I plan on doing a 4+1 program. I plan on studying internationally, and I just love Philadelphia. It's the home of the Revolution, 1776. Declaration of Independence, so it has that historical contact as well as the connections there are really great. As I know also a lot of Calvert Hall alumni have a very good and very successful time at Temple, so those are one of the many reasons why I chose Temple.
We know you're going to be successful at Temple. Advice you would give to incoming freshmen as you get ready to graduate from Calvert Hall, what would you say to them as they join the community?
I would say the biggest advice that I can give anybody really is to take advantage of opportunities. Calvert Hall is a wonderful school with lots of opportunities. And not every day we can go to school every single day and have people, teachers, faculty that care for your well-being. And you can, it's always an open door policy. And if you're struggling, whether physically, mentally, emotionally, there's always at least one person that you can trust here. And if you wanted to play any sports or do any activities, then this is the place for you.
Great advice from Kyle as we wrap up this 2x2. It's time for another 2x2. This time we're joined by sophomore Caleb Kelly. Caleb, this is first start in the classroom. Favorite class, favorite teacher your first 2 years here?
So my favorite class, it's got to be history. I love history. Then my favorite teacher is my chemistry teacher, Miss Leonard. So yeah.
What's Miss Leonard? I know she's got some energy. What's she bring to the classroom?
Yeah, a lot of energy. She makes it easy to learn. Very open environment. No question's a dumb question. I just feel comfortable.
Makes you feel comfortable in the classroom. As far as involvement here at school, I know you're in the Green Club. We see you going around this campus a lot with the other guys, picking up the recycling. Tell me how you got involved in that.
My brothers honestly told me to kind of get involved in it because they enjoyed their time. And a lot of the lacrosse kids do it. So last year, Jackson Mitchell, Will Schoonemaker, they kind of forced me to do it, but it's been awesome. Loved it.
So you talk about some teammates, talk about your brothers, talk about the lacrosse. Let's talk about lacrosse. Obviously, a huge storied program here. Your dad's been the coach for a number of years, very successful. You came in last year as a freshman, won a championship. Your brothers played in the program. You're the grandson of Snooky Bender, who had a great career here. Makes you laugh, I know. I mean, Snooky's certainly a legend. Tell me about coming into Calvert Hall, following in the footsteps of all the family members who've been here.
Yeah, especially last year winning a championship, just when I was really young, just being on the sidelines watching my brothers win 3 championships. So it was just awesome, an awesome experience for sure.
Tell me about what position you play, and are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm a righty. I'm the first righty out of my family. So,
right.
yeah.
And you play attack?
I do,
Okay.
attack.
So we talked about the advice that you've gotten from those guys and how that helps your experience here at Calvert Hall. You have one more younger brother coming in next year, also a lacrosse player. But what advice would you give to him and his classmates as they come in as freshmen next year?
Yeah, probably just to be open-minded. There's a lot. You have so many opportunities and different paths you can take here. And I would just say, like, just be open-minded. Like, I would never expect me to be in a green club, like, helping with recycling. But, like, I was open-minded, and it's been awesome. So, yeah.
So he's had an awesome first 2 years here with lacrosse and the Green Club. Looking forward to his younger brother coming in next year as that wraps up this 2x2. And we're back for another 2x2. This time we're joined by junior Noah Stein. Let's first talk about in the classroom. Favorite class, favorite teacher here at Calvert Hall?
My favorite class is probably AP US History, but my favorite teacher is definitely Brother Charles for German.
Tell me a little bit about Brother Charles and the German class.
It's really fun. So he's the only German teacher, so you get to have him all 4 years. And he's just really good. He cares about every student. He asks all of us individually how we're doing. He teaches a really great class. I feel like I learn a lot of German.
And we're certainly going to miss him here at Calvert Hall as he retires at the end of the year. I had him for religion back in the 80s. I did not take German when I was here, but certainly have brother as a teacher. He's impacted many lives over his years here, so we will certainly miss him. As we move out of the classroom, let's talk about some of the involvement, activities, and clubs you're involved in.
Yeah. So I'm on varsity volleyball. I'm a part of the Quiz Bowl team club. I'm on the leadership team at the Peer Ministry program. And I'm also going to be an admissions homeroom representative for next year.
Let's talk a little bit more about Quiz Bowl. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Quiz Bowl, it's basically like a trivia game. You're given a really difficult question, and over time you have to decipher it. And once you decipher it, you can hit the table and buzz in your answer. And it's a team game. We were competing against other schools this year. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
And who's your moderator for that?
Dr. Eaton, physics teacher.
So. And how does he prepare you? How does he help you guys with Quiz Bowl?
He's really helpful with like he's a really, really smart guy. So he has a lot of random facts and trivia knowledge. So if we get a question wrong or we're confused on a question, he can help us get to the answer. He can also give us tips and tricks on certain periods throughout history to kind of narrow down our knowledge.
As we move on with the interview, last question for you. You're heading into your senior year. Yes. What advice would you give to our incoming freshmen?
I'd say just get as involved as you can. Just do everything you can, try as hard as you can, and do the most. I feel like I get the most out of my experience because I'm never leaving school at 2:45. And I just feel like the more you do, the more you'll get out. And I just think that, and through it all, have fun. Everything you have amazing opportunities here at Calvert Hall. There's a lot of chances to explore and branch out, and so do the most you can and have fun while you're doing it. So yeah.
That's great advice from Noah as we wrap up this 2x2. It's time for another 2x2. We're in the athletic office with Mr. Dan Malford, class of 2005, our current director of athletics. But before we get to that, let's talk about when you were a student here.
Sure.
How were you as a student? Any influential teachers when you were here?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great experience. As Mr. Heidrick mentioned, I graduated in 2005 and was involved in lots of different clubs, activities, sports here. But almost every one of my teachers had an impact in some way, shape, or form. And really, at the end of the day, that's why I'm here. There's so many people here at Calvert Hall that had a great impact on me, whether it be in the classroom or in a club or an activity or on the field. And that's why I'm back, to be able to hopefully give that same experience to some of our guys.
Now, when you first came back, though, you worked in admissions.
I did, yeah.
So tell us about that experience of working in admissions, and then we'll transition into your current role.
Right. So I actually started off my career after graduating from college as a college coach. I coached Division I lacrosse, and I got, just connected back with Calvert Hall a little bit and got a phone call, asked to come and talk about what it was, the opportunity that was there to work in the admissions office. Mr. Bengal was the admissions director at the time. And it was a great kind of conversation to really look at what I could do and kind of what I could give back to Calvert Hall. And I started as the assistant admissions director, was that in that role for a few years. And then Mr. Bengal went on to bigger and better things.
Right.
And I was able to then become the director of admissions, which I was in that office for a few years as well.
So you guys ran admissions for a little while. I know that experience with Mr. Bengal was probably pretty unique.
It was awesome, yeah.
So you got out of admissions. Now you're director of athletics. Talk to me about the phenomenal athletic programs, the number of teams, the athletes, and then we're going to talk about something special you did with the coaches.
Sure, yeah. I mean, we are super blessed here at Calvert Hall. We've got 40 teams. We've got 17 sports, 135 coaches. Out of our 1,250 boys, 800 of them play a sport each year. It's a really cool experience to have here at the Hall. And I couldn't be more grateful and blessed to be a part of this athletic department. And just, again, a small part of that experience that those boys get each and every day. I experienced it as a Calvert Hall guy here. And it was just something that was really exciting for me, right? To be a part of different teams and sports. And now be able to lead that athletic department is just an unbelievable blessing.
And talk to me about what you did special with the coaches.
Sure, yeah. This year we joined a group called Lead 'em Up. And it's just a nationally renowned leadership organization that works not only with student athletes, but coaches as well. And one thing that we have been working on was, we want our guys to be great leaders, our student athletes to be great leaders, and we hold our coaches accountable, right, to make sure that they are being great leaders. And we kind of realized, have we given our coaches the resources that they need to really build that relationship and build those skills for our athletes? And in some ways we had, and in some ways we hadn't, right? So we brought in Adam Bradley and Lead 'em Up, and we did a 6-month-long cohort with every one of our varsity head coaches. We just finished it earlier this spring. Those 14 coaches really spent a ton of time together, not only learning from Adam and the Lead 'em Up program, but learning from each other. And I think that was the greatest experience for them, is they were able to build great relationships with each other and learn about each other's programs. A phenomenal experience for us.
So that wraps up another 2x2. But as you can see, Dan's leading this athletic program, and they're only going to get better as we move forward. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2, joined by freshman Wyatt Coleman.
Hi.
So Wyatt, tell me a little bit about your favorite class and your favorite teacher here at Calvert Hall.
That's a tricky question because I love all my classes and all my teachers. So I think my favorite class would be math.
And who's the teacher for math?
Miss Healy.
Miss Healy, tell me a little bit about that class and what you're learning about right now.
It's really fun to learn about. We're doing like graphs and stuff. And it's really fun to learn more about math because I'm like a math guy.
There you go. I like that answer, though. All their teachers, all your classes, you love them all. Outside the classroom, you're involved in the comm club. And like me, you'd rather be behind the camera. But you're stepping out from behind the camera. But tell me what involvement you have with the comm club.
So I live stream a bunch of games, and I do it with my friend Camden Daly. I like to do it a lot. It's really fun to go and watch the games and also help for the game.
So you're the cameraman behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Perfect. We also talked about you have a brother here at Calvert Hall, sophomore. Tell me a little bit about him and your relationship.
His name's Garrett Coleman. He's my older brother. Of course, he's the class of 28.
Okay.
We don't really talk that much, but if there's anything new for like when I had freshmen like orientations and stuff, he helped me out, like figure out stuff and talk to me, so I wouldn't be that much nervous for everything.
And then that's good advice that he gave you. What advice would you give to the incoming freshman class next year?
Don't be nervous about anything, because like when I started, I was real nervous. I was scared. I didn't want to do new things. So they should expand out to Calvert Hall and like expand out to all the different clubs.
Very good. And we both expanded out to do this 2x2, both stepping out from behind the camera to be on the camera. And that wraps up this 2x2. We're back, and it's time for another 2x2. This time we're joined by junior Cooper Averno. Talk to me first about in the classroom. Favorite class, favorite teacher?
Yes, sir. I'd say physics with Miss Rue. She's a great teacher, always welcome to helping. She stays after, and she's great in the classroom. She always explains everything very well and helps out anytime.
What's subject maybe you learned this year, a topic you learned this year?
Yes, sir. Recently, we did a project about projectiles. It was a partner project. One of us had to make the projectile launcher, and the other did the calculations. And it was just really fun, and she was very welcoming with it.
We talk about time management. You're a 3-sport athlete. Tell me the sports you play and how you manage your time between academics and athletics.
Yes, sir. I play football, lacrosse, and wrestle. It's very challenging, but coaches and teachers are all very helpful with it. They'll always give you time and everything to focus on your academics because, like you say, you're a student athlete, not an athlete student. So it's very important in the classroom, and you always have time after sports to focus on your academics.
And your brother was a 2024 graduate at Sisto. He's at Maryland now playing lacrosse. What advice did he give you?
Yes, sir. He always gave me, be nice to everybody, be kind, never be disrespectful. If you're respectful, they're usually respectful to you, and they'll help you out.
Next year, as a senior, you're going to be a senior class captain for the Maselli House. What role will you play in that?
I hope we can help everybody to win it, be very welcoming with it, and help everybody be involved and win the House Cup. That's the goal.
Win the House Cup is always the goal with the House system. As you wrap up your junior year, heading to the senior year, what advice would you give to our incoming freshmen?
Say, don't be worried. Calvert Hall is a very welcoming place. We have many people that will help you be the best you can be here, and we just have many clubs, and you'll always be included everywhere.
That's great advice as we wrap up this 2x2 with Cooper. Here we are with another 2x2. We're joined by freshman Griffin Ackery. Talk to me a little bit about why you chose Calvert Hall.
Well, when I was interviewing at other schools, I saw the brotherhood here was the strongest out of all of them. All the people here seemed connected, and they all seemed like they relatively knew each other pretty well.
So brotherhood's always important. There's a lot of guys that we're interviewing and talk about the brotherhood here at Calvert Hall. You're also a Brother Tom Miller Scholar. Talk about the requirements for that program.
So for the Brother Tom Miller Scholar Program, you have to do one experiential event, one social event, and one school event, and then one bonus event.
And so how was that going for your freshman year?
It's going pretty good. I already completed all my events.
That's good to do. In the classroom, favorite class, favorite teacher this year?
My favorite teacher is Miss Rue, and she teaches biology.
And what's one of the subjects you guys learned about this year that was your favorite?
I think evolution is probably my favorite.
And why is Miss Rue one of your favorite teachers? What does she do in the classroom?
She's really good at helping us learn and keeping us engaged.
As you wrap up your freshman year here at Calvert Hall, you obviously got a lot of advice when you were here for your freshman year. What advice would you give to our incoming students?
Study, for sure.
That's an easy one, study. Make sure you guys are studying here at Calvert Hall as we wrap up this 2x2. And we're back, and it's time for another 2x2, joined this time by senior Henry Lynch. Let's talk a little bit about your involvement with Student Council this year.
So I'm the chief of staff, so it's kind of like the vice president. I take notes for everything, like all the meetings we do. I make sure that everything runs smoothly for each of our events we have, whether it's like a sophomore tie-in or it's a house event. I make sure that everything happens perfectly.
What was your favorite event this past year?
My favorite event has got to be our probably Zeal Week.
Zeal Week.
Zeal Week, so much hype, a lot of stuff happening in the gym. Everyone loves a good game of dodgeball. It's amazing.
There you go. We also talked about, we've probably seen your face a few times on some advertisements for Calvert Hall.
Yes.
Tell me about that experience and what you were involved in.
So I got a message from Miss Ladkey my freshman year saying that she was taking pictures on Calvert Hall and she got a picture of me in my English class. I, of course, said, sure, you can use this picture. And this picture was used for the Baltimore Magazine and is also used in one of our banners that we have outside in our facility. Then later on, she was like, well, since we already did this advertisement, would you like to join us in our Under Armour advertisement? So I got to do that as well. And then continuing from there, I got another one talking about different parts of student life. So there's a clip of me doing water polo, and then another one taking notes for a math session.
So certainly see your face around Calvert Hall a lot.
Yes.
Very good, very good. See your quarter zip here. You're heading to Loyola next year. I'm also a Greyhound, so it's good to see you following there as well. Tell me about what you're going to major in at Loyola.
So I'll be majoring in business. I didn't know what kind of section of business I want to do. So I'm just doing general business as my major. And I chose a school because I just wanted to somewhat close by, affordable price, and they're a great business school.
There you go. As you wrap up your time here, the 4 years here at Calvert Hall, we have a new incoming class coming in next year as freshmen. What advice would you give to them?
So what I would give to the incoming class, everyone's going to say you have to love your time here. You have to use it wisely. So, as I've told you in the past couple seconds, you have to make sure that your experience here at Calvert Hall is full of everything you can do. This place is full of opportunities. You just have to take them.
So that's great advice from Henry as we wrap up this 2x2. It's time for another 2x2, joined by junior Finn Atkinson. And Finn, tell me a little bit about how you came to Calvert Hall. You moved here from Texas, and what made you choose Calvert Hall?
I chose Calvert Hall because it's the most welcoming community we'll find in this area. I came here, immediately got welcomed into the community by my peers and teachers, and it was an easy, smooth transition process.
As we talk about teachers, we'll go into the classroom academically. Your favorite class and your favorite teacher this past year?
My favorite class is AP US History. Just learning about the past of our country, and just overall great experience. I'd say my favorite teacher here is Doc C. He taught my honors physics class this year, and he's just great. He has good experiences. Just overall great teacher.
You've had a unique experience outside the classroom, outside of Calvert Hall. Tell me about the activity you're involved in and what some of the accolades you won.
Outside of Calvert Hall, I'm part of an archery program. Last year, I qualified number 3 in my archery national qualifier, and I qualified to make it to nationals.
So what's the next step with that? Are you going to stay with archery? Could we see you in the Olympics one day, or what's the goal there?
There's a chance, but probably not. I'd mostly like to focus on lacrosse and stick to lacrosse.
Okay, so you're playing lacrosse here at Calvert Hall, playing for Coach Kelly. Tell me about that experience.
Really good. Quick transition process, got into the system, working there. Great season so far. We're 8-1, going number 1 seed in the regular season.
And you talk about the brotherhood with the lacrosse team too, right? Coach Kelly, Brian Kelly brings a great atmosphere to the team.
Of course he does. Just overall, make sure everybody's feeling good about the day, making sure we're prepared for the next game, always on top of everything.
As we talk about brotherhood and relationships with students here at Calvert Hall, as you move into your senior year, what advice would you give to incoming freshmen?
Advice I would give to incoming freshmen is don't change who you are to fit in with a group of people. Stick to who you are, and you'll find the group that you're supposed to be with.
It's awesome advice as we wrap up another 2x2. We're back with another 2x2, and this time we're joined by Mr. Barzak, class of 93. Tell me a little bit about your experience here as a student and some of the influential teachers you had.
Sure. Certainly the physical building has changed a lot, and a lot of the teachers have changed in the years since I was here. But the teachers that were most influential for me probably are threefold. One would be Mr. Thaler. Certainly influenced me. One of the reasons I got into education, I wanted to be like Mr. Thaler in the classroom. Secondly, Mr. Baker, who was also probably my second favorite math teacher that I had here as a student. And then thirdly, in the social studies department, Ken Steiner. Mr. Steiner really taught me the importance of working hard and being really focused on details in the work that I did in the classroom. So those are the three.
So again, 3 legends that both of us had as teachers when we were here as students. Now they influenced you. You're back almost your 30th year here at Calvert Hall in the math and religion department. Yep. Talk to me about the classes you teach and the importance of trying to follow in their footsteps a little bit.
Yeah, no, I teach Honors Algebra 1, which I've done now for about the last 5 or 6 years. I teach the College Prep B sophomores, Jesus and Morality, and then I teach senior classes depending on what we need in religion from year to year. So this year I'm doing world religions in the fall and God, media, and culture in the spring. Next year I think I'll be teaching the ethics elective that goes with world religions as well. So that's kind of what I'm doing in the classroom. Curriculum has changed a bit since I was here as a student. But the kids are still the same. The kids are still, have those deep, profound questions, whether it's math questions or whether it's religion questions about who is God and about the importance of faith in their life. So I always try to kind of nurture that in whatever context that I'm teaching in. In terms of animating, which is my other hat that I wear here at the school, I get to work with the leadership team in creating opportunities to form faculty, staff, in terms of our mission, understanding what it means to be a part of the LaSalle network of schools. I run the mission drive every year where we raise money for, it used to be a school in Africa. This year it was donated to a development fund that can help a lot more schools around the world. So we raise anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 a year to help some other, underprivileged LaSallian schools.
Right. So that wraps up this 2x2. If you have any questions about math, religion, or LaSalle, Mr. Barzak's your man. It's time for another 2x2, and we're joined by freshman Shepard Obrecht. We talked a little bit about legacy. Legacy is a huge part of Calvert Hall. You've wanted to be a Cardinal for a long time because of your dad and some uncles.
Yep.
Tell me about that experience and what's special about being here.
So my dad was class of 2000. He played baseball here, and I remember when I was 8, he used to tell me about how great his time was at Calvert Hall and how it really prepared him for college. And then I found out my mom's brothers went here in 2015 and 2019, and so that was a big part too. And I was always told Calvert Hall was a really great place. And then my other uncle, my dad's brother, also went here. He was 2005. He was
he was really big on it. He told me about college prep, how it really helped him, and how my dad would be like, oh, I was in college, and people would really be stressing about the workload, but I would be like, oh, it's fine. I did this in high school. It's really great.
Right, so Calvert Hall really prepared them for college, and you're
Yeah.
hoping for the same thing for you as you move into your next couple of years here. You're involved with cybersecurity. Tell me about that club and what you're doing there.
Cybersecurity, it's pretty fun. We do Cyber Patriot, which is like an international competition, which you build challenges for stuff. And then we also host, they're called, I think they're called hackathons, which we host and we build challenges for other schools, and they'll come here and they'll come do the challenges here. And that's also pretty fun. So I help out with that.
So I used to moderate cybersecurity years ago, and I really don't know much about what I was doing. I was working with Mr. Melendick, who's one of our alums, and I know you guys do like a capture the flag competition as well. So I know you guys are learning a lot in cybersecurity. You're also learning a lot in your world histories class with Mr. Cox. Tell me a little bit about that.
I think he's a really great teacher. He definitely makes everything really involved in our classes. He really prepares us well. He's just overall a really good teacher. And I feel like he really helps us a lot. Like, if you need individual attention, he's willing to stay after and help you. He makes class really fun, mostly.
Now, when you came into Calvert Hall, you obviously got some advice from your dad and your uncles. You're moving into your sophomore year. What advice would you give to our incoming freshmen?
I would definitely say study and get involved. I ran for homeroom rep for sophomore year and I won, so I'll be the Stronghouse homeroom rep for sophomore year. And really just getting involved with the community, it really helps out.
That's great advice from Shepard as we wrap up this 2x2. It's another 2x2. We're joined by junior Nate Smith, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his experience here at Calvert Hall. First, in the classroom, who's your favorite teacher, your favorite class so far?
My favorite teacher is definitely Dr. Eaton, and I have physics with him. And I'd say that's my favorite class because it takes like a lot of real world things. Like you could take something as simple as a water fountain, apply some physics principles to it, and it helps to like give you a different outlook on how it interacts with the world and how it interacts with other objects. So I think that's like really what makes it great.
And that's a good transition there. You mentioned water in that answer. You spent a lot of time in the pool here at Calvert Hall.
Yeah.
Member of the water polo team and the swimming team. Tell me about that experience and I know that's a lot of work that goes into those two teams, the exercises and the preparation and practice. Talk about that experience.
Yeah, so firstly, water polo. I'd say the biggest thing for me is the community. I started playing in 8th grade. We had a thing here. It's called Cardinal and Gold Aquatics, and 8th graders can come in and they can play water polo, get acclimated. And I'd say the first thing that I noticed was like the community, and like I had no clue how to play water polo. Like I had swam before, but I didn't know how to play. But a lot of the juniors and seniors actually helped me to learn the sport, and it's what led me to really love to play it. And swimming, I've been swimming my whole life, and at Calvert Hall we have some great coaches. We had Coach Matt, who just recently left, but then we also have Coach Yoni. And so the coaching is really good. It helps you to stay motivated, especially when swimming it can be really difficult and you could be working really hard and not really see improvements in the moment. So I think that's what makes it great.
So they keep motivating you to go get that best time.
Yeah.
Now we talk about outside of school. Tell me about the name of your band and why that name came up and who else is involved with it.
So I play jazz at Calvert Hall, and me and my friends, we had a class called Jazz Theory and Improvisation, and it motivated us to learn more about the style. And so over the summer, last summer, my friends, we made a group chat. We said, do you guys want to come to my house and play? And I was lifeguarding at the time, so I couldn't go and play. And so they said they were Nateless because I wasn't there. And so that's the name of the band, Nateless.
Very good. So that wraps up this 2x2 with Nate. Here we are with another 2x2, joined by sophomore Brendan Carroll. Let's first talk about academics. In the classroom, favorite teacher, favorite class?
My favorite teacher is Mr. Shank. He teaches world history, and world history is my favorite class. He's always going into depth about things, and he keeps topics interesting.
What's the latest topic you guys are talking about?
We just started World War II.
World War II, very good. Let's talk about your legacy here. You have a very famous grandfather, a Hall of Famer. Tell me about your grandfather.
Yeah, I've always looked up to him. He does so much. He was coach, he reffed, he taught. So just trying to emulate what he did and be a kid and always look up to him.
Now, your grandfather was Joe Carroll, class of 1950. Any advice he gave to you when you were looking to come to Calvert Hall?
Yeah, he just said get involved, and that's what I try and do. And he said just stay a kid, be a kid. So
Stay a kid, be a kid. I like that. So involvement here at Calvert Hall, you're a member of the JV lacrosse team. Tell me about your season. Tell me what position you play.
yeah, so I play D mid. We've been doing very well, and just playing with. It's a good group of guys. We have a lot of guys, so just having a bunch of friends who are your brothers are really cool.
And who's your coach on that team?
Coach Ryan. He
Coach-
also teaches history. So.
Right, he's a teacher here as well and an alum. As you wrap up your sophomore year here at Calvert Hall, you're moving into being a junior, upperclassman. What advice would you give to our incoming class?
Yeah, just branch out, talk to people. Don't be scared to join new clubs and do things that you haven't done before.
That's going to wrap up this 2x2. I'm not going to put any pressure on you, but maybe you can live up and be a Hall of Famer one day.
Yeah.
And that's a 2x2 with Brendan.
Thank you.
We're back, and it's time for another 2x2. This time we're joined by freshman Oliver Lazar.
Hey.
Let's talk about academically in the classroom. Favorite class, favorite teacher your freshman year?
So my favorite class was biology, and my teacher was Miss Rue.
Tell me about a topic or subject that you guys worked on this year that was your favorite.
Yeah, I really enjoyed natural selection, learning about how the organisms fought to survive in their environment.
Okay, now as we move outside of the classroom, we move into some activities and involvement here. You're involved in the swimming and water polo team.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, the involvement that goes into that, the time commitment, and the practice.
So the practices were like almost every day. For swimming, I got to have a little leave because I was in year-round for NBAC. So that was pretty sweet. So for water polo, I was on JV, and then swimming, I was on JV, and then varsity at the end.
What's your what position you play in water polo, and what event do you swim in?
So there's like a little wing in water polo. I'm usually that guy, and then in swimming, I gotta say like my favorite stroke probably freestyle.
Okay, moving outside of the pool, some other activities that you're involved in. You told me you got involved in the musical this year because a friend invited you. Tell me about that.
Mm-hmm. So this guy, Colin Hebler, he just said, hey, you should come out, help me out one day for lights. And I was like, sure, I don't really know what I'm doing. But I walked in and I loved it. And I ended up flipping through the lights during the concert, Something Rotten, this spring.
So stepped out of your comfort zone a little bit and did something new here at Calvert Hall, which is always something we're trying to explain to our kids and get them to do. As you wrap up your freshman year, moving into your sophomore year, what advice would you give that maybe something you got advice coming in that you would give to the incoming freshman class?
Yeah, so really just being open, it really just helps you like get out there, make friends, and then like for academically, like as long as you study and do stuff at home, you're guaranteed to get a good grade and all that.
So Oliver had success here his freshman year. Take some of his advice and you'll do the same. As that wraps up this 2x2. And it's time for another 2x2. This time we're joined by junior Victor Wilson. Let's talk about in the classroom. Academically, favorite class, favorite teacher here at Calvert Hall.
My favorite class is Calculus BC that I have with Dr. Connor. He's my favorite teacher at the school right now.
And talk to me a little bit about some of the math topics you're talking about this year.
This year, well, it's just the whole Calculus BC curriculum that includes like integration, differentiation, stuff like that, and series too.
And Dr. C brings some energy to the classroom. And
well, the reason why I like him is because he instructs us, but he also lets us like learn things for ourselves too, and lets us like discover the topic for ourselves, which I really like that style of teaching.
Perfect. Let's step out of the classroom. Let's move into the activities and involvement here at school. What are you involved in outside the classroom?
I'm in the Hallman Chorus, the Magical Chorus, and I'm in varsity debate, Lincoln Douglas.
Talk to me a little bit about Lincoln Douglas and what you do with the debate team.
I go to the BCFL, which is the Baltimore Catholic Forensic Leagues tournament. The tournaments that they have like throughout the year, they have about like 6 of them each year, and I go to about 4, and I debate people from other schools for points.
And how's the season going? How'd you guys do this year?
Calvert Hall did well. We have I believe Hamza Safdar is going to he was the best out of us. I think he's top 10 in the state.
Okay. Let's move outside the classroom, outside your activities. You're heading into your senior year.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to our incoming freshmen as they join Calvert Hall and the family here at Calvert Hall?
I'd say to really take initiative and like take control of your learning, because no one really like tells you how to do high school, and so it's really important to take initiative and learn for yourself, and really try to set yourself up for success in the future before you run out of time.
And more great advice as we wrap up another 2x2. It's time for another 2x2. This time I'm joined by Colin Dayton, a freshman here at Calvert Hall. You came to us from IHM, Immaculate Heart of Mary, right down the street. Tell me about your experience there and why the decision to come to Calvert Hall.
It was really fun at Immaculate Heart of Mary. Like we did like usual stuff like art and all that, and like other schools, usually in middle school you didn't have recess, but there you got recess and they gave it to you. And like the reason why I probably came here was because all my friends, they came here because like it was the closest school, and like there's background, like all the teachers, their sons went here, so that's really it.
Right, so there's a good connection between a lot of the schools in the area, but obviously IHM right down the street. You're the first person in your family to come to Calvert Hall, so you're going to start a legacy here as the first student. Talk to me about your favorite class and your favorite teacher during freshman year.
My favorite class would probably be religion, because it's fun to learn about God, and yeah.
All right, and then you talked about your favorite teacher. Doesn't teach you in religion class, but your favorite teacher, Miss Rue. What does she teach you?
She teaches me biology. She's just like very nice, and like she's like not like other teachers. Like she's like a person that would like speak out and like just like helps very much, and like likes to engage with the students a lot.
Outside of classroom, you are involved in the Clay Target Club, which is a new club here at Calvert Hall. Tell me about that experience.
It's really fun. It's my first year actually doing it, like ever shooting, like ever doing that, and
that's with Mr. Smith, right? He's the moderator, so
yeah.
you guys are going to learn a little bit about that from him?
Yeah, we do like every Wednesdays we do practices, and then Thursdays we do the actual like games versus like the other schools around here.
Those schools that have teams. As you wrap up your freshman year, you're going into your sophomore year, what advice would you give to some incoming kids, whether they're coming from IHM or the other feeder schools?
I would give them that like grades are important, but also have fun around school, because it's also fun to have fun, like and engage in the clubs and activities here, because there's a lot.
There you go. That's great advice from Colin as we wrap up this 2x2. It's time for another 2x2, and we're joined by Jackson Snellbaker, senior here at Calvert Hall. Let's talk about in the classroom, academically, favorite class, favorite teacher during your 4 years here.
So favorite class, I loved Honors U.S. History last year with Miss Bassett. That was a great class. Just a lot of fun, and she switched it up. We did a lot of different things, like we would do like charades and stuff to kind of get our point across. Favorite teacher, go with Mr. Bressler. He was great this year in AP Econ. We had a lot of fun in that class, and he really pushed me. So.
And we can always hear him in the hallway too, yelling and teaching the students.
Yep.
Tell me about the energy he brings to that classroom.
He's probably the teacher that I've seen put the most effort into any of his classes. I mean, even when we're down, we're not answering things classes and going the right way. He's always excited for us and like trying to get us up and teach us. Like he really loves when the kids learn. So.
Let's move outside the classroom. You're involved. You're on the varsity lacrosse team.
Yep.
Tell me about that experience, and you also have to talk about your tie for me. You told me that's your game day tie.
So I've been on varsity lacrosse since my freshman year. It's been really fun, obviously, playing for one of the best teams in the country. Like every year is great competition and just a lot of fun playing out there with my guys. So, and yeah, game day tie, you know, me and my friend Cole Hoddle wear these every single game day. Started last year. Last year it brought us a championship, so hopefully it can bring us another one this year.
And tell me a little bit about playing for Coach Kelly.
Playing for Coach Kelly has been great. I mean, obviously he's one of the most well-known names in the sport. So playing from him, I've learned a lot from him, Coach Mulford, everybody on the staff. Just it's been a really fun time, and sad to see it end soon.
Now your experience here at Calvert Hall will end, but you're headed where next year for college?
Drexel to play lacrosse.
As you get ready to head off to Drexel, what advice would you give to our incoming freshman class?
I would just tell them to take advantage of every moment they have here. It flew by really quick. I know everybody says that, and it's quick, but you meet a lot of new people. You have a lot of opportunities to do new things, but you have to take advantage of it. So.
And certainly true, your 4 years do fly by here at Calvert Hall. And that wraps up this 2x2. Oh, we're here for a 2x2. Actually, a 2x3 in the concession stand. Here with Miss Leonard and Miss Rue, members of our science department. Miss Leonard, tell us a little bit about the classes you're teaching and the students you have in your classroom.
Hi everybody, I'm Mrs. Leonard. I am teaching sophomore chemistry this year for our Prep A and Prep B students, and we have a great time in the science department, learning all kinds of things about how chemical reactions take place to doing more math in science class.
Ms. Rue, you're also in the science department. What about you? What are you doing in the class?
So I've got freshmen in biology. I've also got some juniors in physics and seniors in biomed. So I kind of see from the beginning to the end our guys when they first enter Calvert Hall to when they're kind of finishing up going on to college.
Now you might be wondering why they're wearing these costumes, but it's because after school they spend time in our concession stand. Ms. Leonard, how's this year been in the concession stand?
This year in the concession stand has been awesome. We've really made it a fan experience. We've always got popcorn popping. We've got our grills out new this year that are sizzling up our hot dogs and our hamburgers, drawing in the crowd from the parking lot. They're from LaSalle Road and they're like, what's that smell? And we've got people that just show up and go, oh, it's a baseball game, it's a lacrosse game. I'm also going to have some dinner here.
So we've done, you mentioned baseball and lacrosse, we've also done basketball games,
yes, we
football
have.
games, soccer games, we've done some outside events as well. Talk about when the fans are here and we're out there supporting the student athletes. What's that experience like?
Yeah, I think it's great to be here at school with the guys that we know. So we're seeing our students not just in the classroom, but then also seeing them excel out on the field. And then when we have guys that come and support them, especially in their big games, it's really building and fostering that brotherhood that Calvert Hall is all about.
It's a great point. The brotherhood here at Calvert Hall, and that wraps up our 2x3 with Miss Leonard and Miss Rue at the concession stand. And that wraps up this year's 2x2 videos. Over 100 videos, 3 hours of content, talking about the experiences, the accomplishments, the opportunities here at the Hall. Hope you enjoy watching this year's videos.